up, guys? Hey, I didn't see you there. Hey, look at me. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the stream, gentlemen. Hold on, I gotta change all the settings and everything. I'm not a professional streamer yet, guys. I know. Hold on, just a moment. Give me just a second, guys. Just one moment, guys. Just a second. Master Cast. I gotta change my fucking title on Twitch. It's gonna be on Twitch. It's gonna be. Hold on. Hold the phone, gentlemen. Here's how you do this. Go to my YouTube. Go to me being live currently. Copy whatever I have here. Bam. Once Told Tale went live. I sure did. We're gonna add coaching to the tags because we're SEO optimizing as usual. And then we're just gonna run it. We're gonna run it, gentlemen. Gentlemen, welcome. Thank you for being here. We're back for another coaching live stream. We've got a lot of VODs to go through. We've got 5. Weezo, my first chatter ever on Twitch. Gentlemen, you've been christened a fantastic follower. Thank you for being here, man. First in history. You can claim that. You can put it on your resume. Whatever you want to do, man. I'm down for it. I'll back you up on it, man. It's cemented in history. Gargamel, wow. Gargamel, you're really ahead of the pack. Thank you for the support. We're gonna get started. We're gonna get this show on the road. I got my lower third set up. I'm a little worm guy now. Once Told Tale the Worm. You know, it's only time before worms become unanimous with the best Overwatch coach on the market. You know, actually, never mind. Take a step back. The best Cassidy coach on the market. All right, look, there are other people out there. You know, maybe I'll name names, maybe I won't, but whatever. Let's just get into coaching, guys. Well, thank you for being here. I need to post that I'm live. I'm gonna post it on the Discord, twitch.tv/ is it just /Once Told Tale? Is that it? Or is it? Yeah, it is. Twitch.tv/ Once Told Tale. We are live, gentlemen. All right, but it's good to be here, guys. Here's the rundown for today. Today is my last just raw coaching stream. Okay, so we are going to do raw coaching today. There's nothing else, unless we may have time for a tier list. Okay, but if we don't have time, then we won't. We will evaluate if we are at about the 3.5 hour mark by the time I'm done with the VODs, then we'll probably wrap it up. But if we're done before that, I'll do the tier list. Tier list being Montana Snack, welcome to the club. I would turn on like notifications and stuff, but I didn't do that. And I'm using OBS, not Streamlabs, so it's not obvious how to do it. But whatever, we're not gonna worry about it. But we do have on-screen chat, and we do have a little worm guy, and we're set up as is. But thank you guys for being here once again. We're just going to fly through VODs today. If you have questions, don't be afraid to leave them. I will read them as I can. And I hope everyone has fun. So let's go ahead and hop into the requests. We're going to be starting with... don't forget to record. Okay, wait, here's the problem, guys. Let me actually check my hard drive. I think my hard drive has like 2 gigabytes left. Okay, we've got 25 gigabytes left, which is not enough for 4 hours. Let me actually... hold on. I didn't think about this. Let me see if I can find my SSD. Oh, here's my SSD. Okay, wait, hold on, guys. I gotta plug this in, and then we're good to go. I need a USB cable. Not this. Wait, there's one in my backpack. Hold on, one second, guys. Backpack opened. USB-C cable found. Now let me plug this into my hub. Oh, hopefully you guys can see. Yeah, you can see. Okay, external SSD plugged in. Uninstall Fortnite. I don't have Fortnite, bro. When is the last time I've even played Fortnite? I played it for 1 day after they released the no build, whatever, and that was it. But I basically never played Fortnite. I've been at Overwatch Andes since 2016. Let's hear it. This PC. All right, it's not reading my SSD. Come on, guys. Come on, dude. Hold on. Okay, I got it. I had to plug it into a different USB-C port. And then now let me change the recording location to... We need output. I need to change the file. Wait, I can't change the file. Be so for real right now. I think it's because I'm streaming. Ugh, that sucks. All right, guys, we're going to record, and then I'm going to run out of storage space. Okay, so that's... and then everything's going to come crashing down, and then it's going to be game over. But I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So anyways, guys, welcome to the stream. We're going to get started on... Because Montana's here, and I know he lives in Europe, we're going to go ahead and get started on that one. And then we're going to... Then we're going to go through all of them in order. And once again, guys, if you have any questions, just let me know. I would love to answer them. And learn more about Cassidy. So, this code is on Eichenwalde. Let me turn down the audio, it's kind of loud. And then let me also change the stream setting, or the spectate settings. That's done, and then let's pull up the Discord here. So, on this code, Montana said, it's 2 a.m. here. Oh, wow, you guys are both... Okay, well, hold on. We're going to try to knock these out really, really quick then, so you guys don't have to stay up till the crack of dawn for this. While you have it 1 hour worse than me. Okay, well, we already opened up Montana, so we're going to go ahead and knock this out, but I'll move to Gargamel when I can. Actually, being considerate, we're actually going to do Gargamel's first. Sorry to bait you. Because I don't want bro staying up till 5 a.m. for no reason. It is the weekend, though, so we do have that going for us. So we're going to start with Gargamel here. And then he said, this is a lost game. I don't know how to describe it. Every time I feel like we should win the fight, but be amazed we didn't. Okay. Okay, 14-minute game. We're looking at player here. So we are looking at good old... You can... Well, guys, I already switched it. I'm trying to be a nice streamer. I'm trying to be the... I already switched it, so we're going to have to... No, it's okay. It's not use me, all right? It's not use me. We're going to go ahead and knock this one out, and then if Montana can't stay, then no big deal. He can look at it async and ask questions. But we'll look at this anyway. If it is a bad game, it is what it is. But Lijiang's a pretty easy map to coach, so it shouldn't be too bad. So number one thing I would try to do, as I always mention, is if you're confident that they're going to be running a brawl type comp, don't hesitate to make the roll across the gap here and play the off angle here. And then you should be good. But coming main is not too big a deal. I don't mind this either. Typically your game plan whenever you come main is going to be play the hut and then push with your tank if you can. Or alternatively, you can come wide to point, which if you were going to go point, you might as well have rolled over the gap anyway, or play around the hut, right? So just kind of keep that in mind. So sending down main on the off angle, that's fantastic. We love to see this. Also, I would just keep in mind, you don't really need to move that much. You're not getting shot at. So yeah, you're just kind of moving a little bit too much. It's making it harder for you to aim, so it's harder for you to hit your target. Oh, you don't know the roll? Yeah, so just to recap on this roll, what you do is you just walk out of spawn, and you can actually roll from this point to this point, and then what's really strong about it is you can come to this off angle right at the beginning of the fight. Typically, you won't be contested. Maybe you'll be contested by someone like a Lucio or a Tracer. Like in this case, you would have been fighting a Tracer, but honestly, that's not a bad 1v1 for you, so I think it's worth taking, right? It's something to try because it's really good to have in your playbook. But yeah, so on this, just make sure you don't move that much so you can actually shoot the guys and have pressure. But now that they're shooting you, it's okay. I don't like the roll forward here. Here's the problem. You go wide into the enemy team. Right now, the enemy team should be walking forward, especially because your tank is dead. That roll forward now leaves you open to their push, right? I mean, it's very fortunate that this map falls off the map, but yeah, it's just not... I'd prefer you to be in a different position. I don't know. I wanted to cover it. Yeah, I can understand why the roll went through, but that's more of an issue of having bad positioning to begin with, right? Like if we wanted to respond to this Tracer, let's see. Like here, I mean, you can still fight the Tracer from without rolling. So you could have just fought her from inside the hut. There's no need to roll forward there. That's still in your effective range. But and then this roll forward, I understand he's low, but I mean he's got his full shield, so I wouldn't really be going for that roll. I mean this one's a little bit more forgivable because they have to kite anyway because the tank is low, but not a big fan of that. Also, let me turn off my keyboard overlay. No need, I don't really need it right now. Okay. Yeah, so I actually like you contesting the bridge even still at this point. I mean, if you really wanted to play this textbook and be objectively correct, I think your best play is to just totally rotate out and play a point, wait for your team to come back. But I don't actually mind you contesting bridge here, but we just can't be standing, you know, we can't be reloading in the open, right? Because look at this from the Ashes perspective. You're just kind of standing there, right? I mean, you kill the turret. I see why you're doing that. But you're just in the open for that entire animation. Anytime you reload, you need to unswing the enemy, right? Like, this is a totally preventable death. Like here, bam, bam, bam. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Bam, bam. Now you're in the reload animation. You roll out. You can either, you actually have roll here as well. So you could just roll to the side and then repeak. Or you can roll into the rock and shoot it, then shoot them again. Like, pretty much any other play is better than you standing here with no way to shoot them back for 1.5 seconds. And that's why you end up dying. You're also just too wide. You needed to roll out earlier. So there's a few different mistakes. I thought you had bullets, or I thought I had bullets is what he said. But yeah, either way, even if you thought you had bullets, I mean, you still had roll off cooldown. You could have rolled to cover there. So that was the mistake on that one. Okay, here I don't mind you coming right side. I'm typically not a huge fan on right side because if the fight ends up rotating to you on this angle, it's really not great for Cassidy. The reason being is that whenever you're over here, it's really close range and there's no angles for you to take, right? I mean, you're forced into, I mean, it's like okay range for you, but it doesn't end up working in your favor because there's not a lot of great ways for you to push this out, right? It's a lot of just main botting and shooting tank or doing whatever. Given I don't know the role, nothing else I could do. Yeah, I think coming right side is fine. I think it's fine. It's just not optimal. Like, if I do ever come right side, I mean, in this situation, it would actually be fine because no one's marking you. But so you could just come in and shoot them from behind and be okay. But also another play to be aware of is that when you come right side, just come all the way, literally walk around the entire map and then shoot them from here. It's really good. It's surprisingly really good. A lot of times I'll do this whenever I'm playing against heroes like Pharah or against dive, not really dive comps, but more mobile comps. I can also do stuff like this. I mean, I'm probably going to die, but the fact that I'm able to make space can be super, super valuable and I can get a pick or two. So that's just another play to be aware of. But this play is fine as is. I'm not opposed to this. The only thing I'd say here is that you actually can get even more aggressive than you're getting right now. Like right here, it's just a Reinhardt. This guy has no range. All you have to, you can just come up here and start shooting the tank from here, right? Or you can even pressure a point if you want and then roll backwards. Because the thing is that the biggest value you have on this angle right now is forcing the enemy team to respect you and turn around. And as a result, if they respect you like this Ryan is, for no reason, I don't even know why the Ryan is. Maybe his shield's broken. Let's check. Does he have shield? His shield was broken. But these guys at some point, if you're on the point right now, they have to respect you. They have to give up space, and that gives more room for your team to walk forward, right? But because you're not really doing anything, you're not making space. So I mean, I like the Deadeye considering this Alari is just flying straight into the air, Minecraft creative mode style. But like, I think the more consistent play here is not rolling wide like this, because I mean, let's be real, higher ranked Alaris are not doing this. What are we doing? Why are we flying straight up in the air? Your more consistent play is to force point here and then just play your life. So it would be bait the BAP to fight you, then roll out, and then try to keep cutting back into this mini room here. So that would have been your better play. But given the circumstance, I don't really mind the Deadeye on the Lari. But yeah, the problem is more that we roll forward here, so we don't have a way to roll out. But I mean, that's kind of the risk you take in going for that angle. Nice shots. By the way, I have not seen a single issue with your aim, so I don't think you have to worry about mechanics as it is. Yeah, I mean, your aim is generally fine. I like you contesting the Tracer, but yeah, now is the time to give it up. She's just too far away. and we want to come back to play with our team. So you have two options here. So you can play. Oh, I should have opened up Epic Pen. Let me actually do that right now. So you have two options here. You can really play with your team and shoot down bridge, or you can go mark the tracer on the angle. Either one. Let me fix my Epic Pen real quick, guys. Epic Pen, display 1, display 2, and then now it should work. No, it did not work. Maybe. What about the hut? So hold on, I'll explain that in a second. Okay. Okay, I got my Epic Pen to work. Okay, so your options really should be play right here, or you should play right here and mark the tracer. Either one. I think your higher EV play is going to be play bridge, given that your Lucio is already playing on the point. But here's the thing, guys. One thing I preach about all the time is, guys, don't double up with your DPS. Don't do that. Take different angles. Well, here's the problem, right? If you rotate all the way to back point right now and mark the tracer, let's say the fight happens, you're not going to have a lot of control over what ends up happening in this main area right here, which is like kind of this is in general a really good area for Cassidy to fight in, right? So while you will be marking the tracer, the only play you'll end up having is his flank right side, which can be good, but I would rather have more control over the main fight personally, right? So what I would prefer you guys do is that you play bridge, and then as they push up and you feel like they're gonna actually be able to start taking space, you just kite and you play hut, and then once they keep taking space, you just kite again, you play this corner, and then if they keep pushing you out, you just come bridge, and then you play this wall, right? And then as they come to point, right, once they push into point, so let me actually zoom out. You can think of it, and you can think of this kiting as in stages, right? So it'll look like this. Let's say the red team is this red, or this pink is the red team, okay? Let's say they push up here. We're gonna want to make the rotation from this door in hut to this middle door here, and then shoot them, right? Or you can, I mean, you can go even deeper and come here and start shooting them again. And then at some point, the enemy team is either going to try to push you out, or they're going to rotate the point. And then as that's happening, we're going to rotate back to this corner on bridge and shoot them from here. Okay. And then if they go point, we just swing wide. So if they go point, so let's say the red team is here, we're just going to swing wide off the angle and shoot them in the back. So number one priority here is living. Okay. It's to kite early and live. So because if you're playing, so you're here right now you've no active contribution to the state of the fight. So really we need you right here with your team just shooting the shrine shield, so that it's infinitely more difficult for their team to push forward, because you're just gonna have too much shield pressure. Which door of the hut should you be at? Isn't the left one better? So it's just going to depend on proximity, okay? So if the enemy team is point blank, so let's say if the enemy team is where your Reinhardt is right now and you're at this door, you're too late. You rotated way too late. You need to be, let's say the enemy team is where our Reinhardt is right now. We need to be basically right here, because they're going to hold W key and we need to be able to hold S key and be able to live, right? We don't want to be in a position where they can push us actively and us not be maximizing our effective range. So even if you're here and the enemy team is right here, this is honestly still a little bit too close. Like, you should be shooting and actively kiting in that situation and then coming back this way. It's a lot easier to demonstrate than it is to kind of explain in this situation, but I hope that was helpful. Oh, I didn't even realize we don't even have point here. Okay, so that's my fault. I didn't even see that. But, okay, we needed to cap point, but, okay, that worked out. Nice shots. So here, yeah, I would just keep playing the bridge. I mean, keep in mind you're going to get outrange, but right now we should put out a lot of neutral pressure. And right now, as you can see with this Reinhardt, we need to be kiting, right? Like, right now, you should be here. You should, given that you're in the open here, you should be here, right? If you were playing hut the whole time, you could have been doing this. And then at this point, when the Rhine is here, you should be unswinging here and then swinging here. And then once he pushes again, you're going to come back this way and then come back this way. These are your rotations, right? So right now it looks like we're actually winning the fight. We get a kill, so I actually don't mind you staying in main. So yeah, so now the window comes out and we just stay in here. Perfect. Just stay in here. You can honestly actually get aggressive and come left door and peek out the ash. I'd like that too. I think that'd be great. I don't like this Deadeye, so this is a blind Deadeye. So this is a really big problem with cast players, is they have an idea that a fight's going on, I need to just use Deadeye, but you don't actually see what you're Deadeyeing right now. What are we, like, there's nothing on your screen to Deadeye right now. There's a window. Yeah, no, but here's the thing. You know that you saw that there's a window, but it's blind in the sense that you're not. Okay, look. Let me not group these two concepts together. Let me just say actually that this is just a bad Deadeye, because what are we zoning right now? What are we zoning? Your Reinhardt is the one zoning bridge, not you, right? And the only other guy that's alive is this Rhine on point. So you're not actively preventing a push or something like that. You don't want them to stand there. Yeah, but look, here's the thing. Your Rhine gets pinned. Your Rhine pins back in. And now he's pushed them off the bridge. And then your Deadeye, like, it's just, there's nothing going on. And the reason why, like, I understand your vision was that, okay, if the enemy team pushed up, your Deadeye would prevent that from happening. But if that was your idea, you needed to do it from an angle that's longer range and is not as tight as this. Because, like, look, from this door, what are you reasonably... The only thing you're actually zoning... Stream stuttering. Okay, well, there's not a lot I can do about that, unfortunately. Hopefully, it typically fixes itself. But the only thing you're actually actively zoning is this area here. Right, that's the problem. And if you really wanted to zone them as they walked in, the alternative and probably better Deadeye for this idea is to Deadeye from here, right? Because if you Deadeye from here, you're going to be denying this entire space, basically. So that if they came from bridge, they wouldn't be able to walk in. But then the problem you run into, as you kind of mentioned, is that they have a window here. So you risk getting one shot, basically. If that was your idea, you needed to do it from a better position, because this is just honestly not a good position for Deadeye for what you're trying to do, right? If you could also have done it, I guess, from here, because this also has a deeper angle. Like, notice if you did it from here, you'd be able to see pretty much to the back side of the bridge. But that's just not what, like, it's just a bad Deadeye position at the end of the day. Like, I can kind of understand the idea, but your Rhine is already doing that anyway, so it just doesn't end up being that useful. Right? It's just not a great Deadeye. Okay. I could sip of my decaf. Like, even here, I would have preferred Deadeye. Like, against these two guys, and you would save your Rhine as well. But I don't mind you playing bridge, but you also didn't complete your rotation. So here's also a problem. I don't mind you doing this. You get caught off because your Rhine ends up kiting. Whatever. Kill the Ash, but you need to be holding S key right now. As in, you need to be backing up, right? You need to be keep kiting, and then you're going to play this cover. Because right now you have no cover. I understand that this is a winnable matchup, but this is also a losable matchup. Okay? This Sojourn can just right-click you to the dome, and the game is over. So, what you really needed to do here was continue to kite. Yeah, like, you could have got headshot there by Rail and died. Right, but fortunately our team helps us and we kill her, but this was a little bit, we just needed to keep kiting and play the cover. Yeah, Ryan fails you, but here's the thing, we can be the hero anyway, right? We don't need our teammates, we can still be the hero. If we have good hygiene, we would have lived here even without Ryan's shield. So we could have rotated all the way back here. Howdy Charlotte, welcome to the stream, we're doing some cast coaching. All is well, all is well. Nope, can't type in chat, and do not offer me graphic design, thank you. Okay, so shoot on the off angle, so I actually don't mind this off angle. I like you coming here. I like to fan the hammer on the Reinhardts. That's not bad. I mean, not at this range, right? I mean, fan on... So keep in mind about right click that it has the same fall off as your primary fire, okay? So it's okay to use it from this far to shoot a shield, but you typically don't want to use it for ambient, like neutral pressure, right? I mean, you shouldn't, it's really hard to hit as well with its cone. Or sorry, its spread. Okay, so the thing is here is we're making the wrong rotation. So your reaction to the shatter should not be roll forward. It should actually be roll to your left. You should be rolling this way and shooting them from here. Okay, so that should be your reaction, not actually rolling straight forward toward them. So this would have been my advice to you, is because if you rotated here as well, you would have inadvertently dodged this shatter. Yeah, because he's just going to shatter main, right? He's going to try to shatter your team. So the better play would have been just come this way. So that was your mistake. I don't actually mind the roll forward, but you just do it in the wrong direction, and then you're just dead. Okay, so that was that problem. And then here, now it's a little too quiet, sorry. Turn it back up. I thought we yeah, you did shatter. Yeah, which is why you had the right reaction. But you should still be, the problem is you roll forward into the open when you have a very similar play with cover, right? You could have just rolled forward, aka come slightly to the left here, and you have basically the same play but with cover. So that's why you should have went here. So that's more of an experience thing. The more you play that position, the more you realize that that left door is something you want to leverage as they try pushing up. Yeah. So here we should still be looking to make the rotation right side. I would take the initiative here. So just keep in mind that this door exists and it will let you come up top here. And then you can come all the way through this angle and then rotate all the way this way to right side. And this is a good way to come to right side without taking damage. So I would be making that rotation right now, or I'd be using this window, like literally this window right here, to roll through the door and make the kite this way. Those would be my plays. But now we just kind of, yeah, AFK. Okay, no. Yeah, you make the rotation. That's good. And then here, this is kind of the a moment where I would be making that play I talked about at the very beginning, which is I'd be making a total, almost complete rotation all the way around just because I have time, right? My Rhine just died, and I'd be trying to make that. If I find that at this position, if my Rhine is pushing bridge, I would of course come main. But if I'm here and I still see that my Rhine's not back, I have enough time to make the rotation, so I'm gonna try. So yeah, but we need to keep rotating. Fight the Sojourn, this is perfect. I don't like the roll forward. Don't do that. It's just bad habit, right? I mean, you can still put out adequate pressure without having to roll forward here, right? Because the thing is, also, if we look at this if we zoom out a little bit, like actually, if we look at it this way, what cover do you have? Like, let's say the Sojourn starts fighting you again. What cover do you have here? You don't really have very much, right? The only thing you can do is you can come like back up and come this way, but that's like a 2-second rotation. Also, going forward or to the right is like the same thing. So this is really a position where, because there is no cover, you need to greed your roll defensively. Like, I need your roll to be off cooldown so that when someone shoots you here, you can roll to cover instead of not, right? Because now you have no roll. If they shoot you over the next 6 seconds, you're basically fried, and you depend entirely on your mechanical output versus theirs, right? And we typically don't want to do that. So that's my critique on this. So just don't roll forward there. But I like the pressure. I like you walking forward here as well. And I like the Deadeye. Like, I thought that was all great. It's just that roll is going to have... it's going to lead to bad habits. Nice job. So all in all on that map, I think just rolling forward, just make sure you watch that habit. It's one of the worst... It's one of the most common bad habits I see from cast players. Soj was one, yeah, but your Venture was there fighting them, and it's just, we just don't need to take extra risk there. We're on time to that fight. Like, that whole time you had uptime. It wasn't like you were late on a flank and you needed to get there now, right? You were on time for that fight. Okay, I like you rotating 2-point here. A common mistake that Cassidy players make is whenever you're playing something like a Brawl and your Rhine is taking space or your Ram is taking space or whatever, you have to use that window to rotate, right? It's really good that you took the window here that Rhine gave you to rotate the main, and you beat the enemy team as well because you guys have a Lucio while the enemy team doesn't, right? So this is a really good rotation from you. I like to see that. Here, I just wouldn't roll forward again, right? Same mistake. Just don't roll forward. It will bite you, okay? So in this situation, I'm not a big fan of you playing this left angle. The reason being is if you play the right angle, you actually have a deeper angle into main, right? So you can actually see, you can actually see this like back wall here, right? But if we go back to the angle we're at right now, you can't see as deep, right? You can only see, you know, this far, right? Like, actually, let me actually zoom out. It'll be easier to demonstrate this. So, in the position you're at right now, your line of sight is like this. But if you're over here on this other window down here, your line of sight is like this. So the reason we would want this path 2 here over the path 1 here is that if this Rhine tries to rotate out, he's going to rotate like this backwards, and you can shoot him more as he rotates out. And it's still in your effective range. Of course, if someone like a Sojourn is here and spamming you out, yeah, of course, rotate. But that's not happening in this situation, so we don't have to worry about that, right? And we want to have a deeper angle so that we can shoot Rhine more, have more ambient pressure and neutral. Okay. But yeah, I don't like this roll forward, but I do like your target priority. This is all fine. I guess you could have been shooting backline here because you were already on the angle. What would that even look like? Nothing. You would have had to push up here. Maybe you could have killed the Venture. Yeah, I think... Yeah, I guess you could be shooting backline right now, but honestly, I don't think that's really that big of an issue. I think either one is pretty valid. And here you just need to kite to cover. Yeah. And then I would still be kiting, honestly. So I would, like, even here, I would still be, I would have tried to hug the right wall so I don't get shot by Ash, and then keep coming this way. More enemies will shoot me and I don't have range. Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? You can just unswing. You can just be right next to cover and unswing. You have roll as well once you're on point. And that's what you should be using roll for. Roll allows you to take greedy angles, but not have greedy proximity, right? Like, so you can swing this and like shoot the Rhine, pressure out the Rhine, and then if someone's shooting you, okay, roll out, okay, and then come here and then shoot them, and then back up, right? That's what it's for. Like, you can use it for that as much as you want. But on this angle, you just kind of you're not even allowed the opportunity is the problem. Like, there's no this is just you're taking too less risk by coming here immediately. It's good that you identify that it's a safer angle, and I like that you're taking that space. But you should be allowing yourself to take a little bit more risk and then use roll to get out of bad positions. Like here, look, this is a pretty good, it's not a perfect example, but here's an example of this, okay? So right now we're in a pretty, I would say, bad position, right? The enemy Reinhardt is right in front of us. We have not a lot of cover. It's going to get a lot of it's going to get pretty claustrophobic as they push forward, right? So now we roll. This is a defensive roll to cover, right? These are the type of rolls we want to do. Okay, these are good Cassidy rolls. So you roll to cover, and now, I mean, you repeat and die, which is unfortunate, but whatever. But that inherently was a good roll versus the bad rolls where we're just rolling forward and not really doing anything. Okay, so I want to see more of those from you. But the problem with that fight is you just didn't rotate out fast enough, and that's why you died. But whatever. That's how it goes. Okay, playing in main. So if you were going to do this rotation, you need to do it earlier. So if you're going to rotate to this right side, you need to be doing it before the fight starts. Because if you're rotating here while the fight is going on, you're going to be too late. Pretty much every single time. Because the problem is, Cass is really slow at the end of the day, right? So Cass, being effective as Cass is all about rotating early. Rotating early is really in solo queue, okay? In competitive environments, it's different because you're always pocketed by Lucio or Brig, okay? So you have your main support with you. But in solo queue, that's not always true. So what we need to do is we need to plan ahead, and we want to think to ourselves, I want to play the off angle on the right side, so I need to rotate there now before the fight starts. That's what you need to be thinking in your brain, and then you make the rotation accordingly, okay? Not in the middle. Your Rhine is here. Now I'm going to rotate, because now you're just going to be too late, okay? The fight's already starting. Your Rhine took a gajillion damage. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different things you could say, like, oh, my Rhine isn't good, whatever. But at the end of the day, we have the power to be the hero, so we should have... We could have made this rotation earlier. You could have caught the BAP, and now you're catching the Ash. But at this point, it doesn't really matter because your team is dead. So if there was a window to carry that, you just needed to be here faster. Top position, yeah, top would have been good too. That would have also worked. I like the idea, right? So the other idea that you could have had is you could have come top and you can play this door, which is great. Or you can come from this right side and come left side and shoot them here. It's a circus, I told you. Yeah, I mean, that's just the nature of ranked, right? You're gonna have some trash players, but we can be the hero, guys. So just come. Yeah, you could have played here and it also would have been good, but this would have also, it's the same issue, right? If the fight is about to start and I see you turn around to walk up the stairs, you're trolling. So don't, like, you have to play accordingly. Like, you have to plan and you have to get there before the fight starts. Cass is about rotating early. They have Soj, Illari, Ashe, more range, Dynamite too. It doesn't matter, right? At the end of the day, okay, so let's say you are getting outranged, right? I mean, let's say you are getting outranged, because let me actually draw this out. I think it'd be easier. So let's say you are Cassidy and you're playing this angle right here, and then you want to swing and shoot the enemy team. Okay, well, if the Ashe is playing way back here, of course you're not going to win this gunfight, right? Like, this is like 35 meters away or something. Ashe is, of course, going to win this every single time. So, of course, you wouldn't, like, contest this actively. Okay, but if the Ashe is here, well, the story just changed, because this is about 20 meters, and last time I checked, Cass's fall off is 25 meters. Okay, so this is a fight we would for sure take here, because this is winning for us. So even if they have range, the range only matters in context, right? Like, if it's a disadvantaged fight for you, like you versus this Ashe right now, the game isn't about winning. The game is about living and taking her attention away, right? Denying her ambient pressure on main. Because what you want to stop happening is, whatever you think of choke points like this, especially on control maps. Whoops, let me go ahead and delete this. The problem is that if your team comes out the choke here, it's really so your team comes out the choke here like this. It's really easy for the enemy team to take a bunch of positions like this. Let's just say in theory, and shoot your team as you come out, and you get suffocated, right? So your objective is, if you do play the high ground, let's say you're yellow, your objective is to make one of these blue dots shoot you. Whoops. Make one of these blue dots shoot you, so they're not shooting your team as they walk in. Right, that's the objective. So whenever you're on this angle, you just need to live if the fight is disadvantaged for you. If it's advantaged for you, as in it's in good range, or you know the enemy doesn't have a cooldown, or they're not looking at you, then get aggressive, right? Get aggressive. I want to see you drop a 2-tap. But it's all contextual, right? But even if you're outranged here, taking the angle is still good, because it's gonna force the enemies to look at you or look at someone that's not main, and it buys more space for your team. And that's, at the end of the day, to get through a choke, you need that to happen. So like, you come main, I hope you're thinking about Deadeye right now, right? And this is a situation where what I would want you to do is I'd want you to swing once, unswing, then swing again with Deadeye, okay? Or you can even swing once, unswing, pop Deadeye while you're around the corner, and then just like literally just like put your pinky toe out and then go back. Because the whole idea of that Deadeye would be to force the enemy team to respect you and give up space so your team can walk in at basically no risk to you. Okay, so the chance of you dying in that situation, it would be pretty low. So that would be a good idea. Another thing you could do is, if you came through the right side like this, it would be a lot easier for you to come here and drop at Deadeye, which is really strong because the rotation out from here is really awkward this way. And it's also just kind of long this way, so you can catch them as they make the rotation. So just another play to add to your playbook. But let's go back. So the problem with this is that you don't play cover and you don't roll, okay? So if you're going to take a disadvantage fight, which is kind of the situation here, how is this disadvantage for us, guys? It's disadvantage because this Illari is already looking at us. It's in our range still, but the whole enemy team is here and we have no cover. Right, so if you're going to take a fight like this, you need to roll out. The moment you get shot, just roll out, okay? Because the worst thing that can happen here is you die. And when you have a cooldown like roll, you basically should not be dying in these situations. So you getting to 74 HP is kind of insane. Like, you shouldn't be taking that much damage. Yeah, Venture brought attention. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, you can't control your Venture. But either way, this is still a good play. But you should have... There's no way you should have walked to cover in this situation. You should have rolled to cover. It doesn't matter why the Venture's there. It seriously doesn't matter. We could have played... Like... The macro is good from us, which is the only thing that matters. But the micro is bad. We should have rolled the cover. No reason to walk. This is a good Deadeye. Perfect Deadeye. Good job. Love to see that. So this fight's won. Hide from Bob. Rotate the point. Looking good. Looking fresh. Alright. Now we're going to rotate right side. Shoot the Ashe. Perfect. I like the angle. Why is this angle good, guys? Why is the angle good? We're hitting the angle as they're setting up. Okay, they don't have speed boost. This is kind of the most important part. They don't have a speed boost on their team. They're playing Lari, so they don't have a way to collapse on you. Right? Of course, they do have a Reinhardt who can pin you or whatever, but you'll see it before it happens. Right? So I like the angle. I like you getting aggressive here too. I think it's good. Just the thing is, you have to be ready to roll out. I don't want to see you take 2 body shots and you walk out of the angle. I want you to roll out of the angle. That's how you play Cassidy, okay? You take an aggressive angle or a risky angle and you roll out of the angle. That's the best way to play him. But good aim, by the way. You don't have any mechanical problems. I like that you're staying and contesting their backline. This is fantastic. So keep in mind, roll out. Perfect. This is it. This is excellent. This is how you do this. Whenever you take a fight like this, whenever it's becoming losing, okay, this Olari hit a shot on you and all of a sudden you're at 140 HP. The fight is now becoming losing. You roll out accordingly. Perfect. Great job. And now you need to just completely unswing. Yep. Yeah, so this is just you rotate too late, but you have the right idea. Right, I like that idea from you. Angle before the fight, yeah. Yeah, angle before the fight. Cass is all about hitting an angle and rotating early. Roll to the mega. If you meant toward the mega, the problem would be that it's long LOS for the Olari, so it's in her favor. So it would be like, let's say you had a roll right now, you could roll back this way. Oh, you know, it wouldn't be bad. I wouldn't have minded the idea. Either one would have been fine. I think this one is fine. I think you could also roll backwards this way and play cover. Either one would be fine. But the problem is you just don't commit to the rotation afterwards and you still try to fight. At that point, you just need to give up the fight and go back to point. But yeah, the right macro, which was contested sports. I like that a lot. Here, I don't really mind the roll forward that much because the fight is happening right now when you need to kill the BAP. This BAP needs to die. My tank jumped off the map. Once again, guys, we just can't control these guys, right? It's like we're playing against rage-baiting monkeys in the pocket dimension, right? We just can't do anything about it. You can't control tank. Yeah, exactly. We just can't. There's nothing we can do about it. Right? So we just got to move on. Shoot the pylon before. No, I actually like this play. I like this play a lot. The BAP needs to die. Perfect. I like this a lot. This is a situation where rolling forward is appropriate because you need this to happen right now. The fight is happening right now. You need to contribute to the fight right now. And if you try to swing like this, I mean, I guess you could have rolled forward and killed the Ashe, but I don't think you knew she was there, right? So I don't mind. I'm not against the idea of this roll forward. Get the kill on the BAP, and then now I would pop Deadeye and kill this Olari. So I would have Deadeyed here just to kill Olari, but honestly, it worked out. So great job. If you identified that the fight was winning and you held Deadeye and... Sorry. Jeez, that's a lot of words at once. If you saw that the fight was winning and then decided to hold Deadeye as a result of that, then you did a perfect job. Also, you're aiming at the floor. And we're not taking an angle. So, you know what? This is fun. The problem with this map is there's only, like, one angle you have. Which is, basically just play outside the point. Once you're in a situation like this, you basically should not be playing on the point. Because at the end of the day, the enemy team is going to walk forward and the point has no cover. Okay. I waited the Rhine to come contest the choke. Okay, I see. I got you. But the only other option you have, and this is more for if the only other option you have is you can start the fight. So you can actually rotate and start the fight from here. So you'd be poking out the Rhine. And then if he comes like right now, what you would be doing is you'd be rotating back, listening for footsteps, and then going back and re-swinging and shooting them from the side. So that's another play you have. I mean, this is like almost infinitely higher risk than just playing the backside of point. But it's another thing. It's another thing to keep in mind. Yes, that's what I thought when I rewatched. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You end up doing the flank. You're just late. Like this is the problem. You're just late, right? So the idea is good, but you needed to be here earlier. You needed to plan for this angle if this is the angle you wanted, right? Because the fight's kind of breaking out right now. You need to be on the point right now, like putting neutral pressure out on this Rhine, putting neutral pressure out on this Venture. Because I mean, yeah, I mean you can kind of see why, but. Like you have the right idea of being on the flank, but you needed to set up. Can't control the Rhine nor read his mind. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, exactly. There's actually just no point in worrying about it because we can't do anything about it. We control the outcome of the game, but we only control ourselves. I'm not 100% opposed to the Deadeye. But if you're going to do a Deadeye during this fight, you need to do it from an angle, right? So the thing with Deadeye is you want to use range and you want to use angles. So the best way to do this would be from here. Because if you did it from here, imagine this Deadeye right now. What are these guys going to do? Like, these guys are actually fried. And it's going to... I mean, it ends up working out, but I would say on average, if we're not being results based, this is a bad Deadeye and you actually get hit in this pin or you get shot by an Ash or something like that. Random beat? No, I don't think the beat's bad either. It's an engage beat, right? It's going to get you through the choke. Like, I think it's fine. But, yeah, I mean, we can't control our teammates, so it doesn't even matter. But yeah, like, here's the problem as well. Because you use this Deadeye, so it's kind of like a chain reaction. Because you use this Deadeye from main, you don't start this fight on an angle. So now you're kind of like put in this position to 1v1 this Rhine and then die, right? Like, but here's the thing. If we did the alternative play, which was Deadeye from here, we would have shot, we still would have killed the Venture, and then we would have had this rotation with our Rhine to come point. Or we can fight Rhine from range. So we subsequently would have had a lot more impact over this fight and way to survive. So you needed to open up with a Deadeye on the angle. Enemy Rhine got 1100 HP. Maybe I died late start of the chain reaction. No, you didn't take an angle. That's the problem. Oh wait, I guess you did die late that last fight. Now that I think about it. I think that's what you're saying. So you died late. No, you had time. So let's say you still walked the angle here. You'd be here, you'd be here, you'd be here. I mean, you'd be like maybe a second later on the Deadeye. So maybe you don't get the Venture kill, but even then this is still a better angle for you. Because then you can come this way. And then you can come this way, you can help your Rhine. Like, I still think it's better. So yes, you did die late and technically it made it a little bit worse, but I still think taking the angle is a better play there, for sure. Okay. But all in all, I didn't think your macro was that bad. You had a lot of really good ideas on this second point here. It's a lot of like, what you're getting wrong a lot is you're using your roll. I don't think you're using your roll correctly nearly enough. We're rolling forward a lot, which is going to lead to a lot of sloppy deaths. And we're swinging wide on angles. Like, for example, we're swinging wide on an angle like this, and then you're just walking back to cover, which is going to get you killed a lot as well. So you should roll back to cover when you're taking a wide angle. I like you contesting wide. Okay, yeah, but why are we coming so wide here against the Reinhardt? Like, this is just kind of crazy. Your tank's not here to help you. You don't even have a support to help you. You have the Venture, which I guess is better than nothing. But look how wide you are on the angle, right? All it's going to take for you to die here is for... Where's my epic pen? My epic pen vanished. Oh, no, here it is. All it's going to take for you to die here is for these guys to hold W key and you're dead. You're just dead. They're just going to kill you by raw aura because you're not going to have a good way to rotate back out. So I won't be surprised if you die in the next 5 seconds, to be honest with you. This is... You need to respect this Reinhardt, right? Because if you think about it, this Reinhardt is making space for his team just by existing. My mind was, why my Rhine went point? Okay, look. If this is what you're thinking, yeah, like, if the only thing you're thinking about is how your team is playing, you're going to lose. You're going to lose every single game you play. Because you're not going to be thinking... And this is why playing Tilted is bad, right? If you're thinking about what... Oh my god, why is my Rhine in main? He should be taking White Room right now. Alright, doesn't he know we're playing a brawl comp? We could be doing a billion, bajillion, quadrillion damage to these guys and win every single fight, bro. What if this guy just nanoed me every fight, we'd be winning. Oh my goodness. Like, if you're just always complaining about what your team is doing, you're never going to address the #1 problem in all of your games, which is you, okay? You are the problem in all of your games. So you have to think about, how can I be the better player? Because you are the hero, okay? Remember that. You are the hero. You can deadlift every single game. Yeah, you thinking about your team is less time to think about the game, right? I mean, yeah, of course. And I think you know this at the end of the day, Gargamel. Like, everyone kind of subconsciously knows that, of course, you can't control your teammates. It's common sense, right? You can't mind control people. But you just have to beat it into yourself that you should be taking accountability for the outcome of every single game, right? You can still, if I put Sugar Free in this game right now, he could deadlift this game. If I put Lip in this game, he could deadlift. If I put Pineapple in this game, he could deadlift. If I put Chronic in this game, he could deadlift. How many pros do you want me to name? Every single one of them could deadlift this lobby. Every single one of them. Why? Because they're the hero. They can carry. You can carry in Overwatch. This is a carryable game, okay? So that's the thing. We just can't... The more tilted you are, the less you're going to focus on actually what is the correct play and make more mistakes that's going to cost you your elo. My point is, I play to be predicting where's my teams and enemies. That's... I think that's fine, but it's fine to predict off rip, right? You should probably predict, okay, the enemy team is going to play white room, so I want to be able to fight for white room with my team, but you need to be able to adapt your plan. I had another VOD like this last week where the problem with a lot of players in Overwatch is they don't have the ability to adapt how they play, okay? So what you should identify here is, let's say your Ryan is making a bad play. A good player will identify that he's making a bad play, but adapt anyway. So right here, when you unswing and you notice your Ryan's on the left side and not taking space, you should be understanding that, oh, my Ryan's playing passive and unswing, right? So that's what you should be doing right now. You should be adapting accordingly. That's how you become a good player in Overwatch, right? The problem is you kind of are defaulting. This is my assumption, right? But you're defaulting to the idea that your Ryan is going to be fighting for white room. Like, you just kind of think he's going to be W king. You assume that's what's happening. And as a result, you make a bad play for what should be happening. Where should I play? You should be just right here, just on the mini. You're just on the wrong side of the angle. You're going too wide here. That's the problem. You should be playing left side right here. Because the problem is, now if they push you, you have to roll out. You have two options. You can technically roll right, but I think it's honestly horrendous because you're going to be closer to the enemies. Or you have roll left. But then if they keep pushing you, you're screwed. You don't have a mobility cooldown. Which is why we want to be here, right? Because if you're here and you shoot and you shoot and you shoot and they push you, you roll backwards and you're way further away. So the chance of you dying is basically 0. So that's your problem. I don't like you on this angle at all. We roll to the mini. We don't end up getting punished here, right? But it was a bad play anyway. Okay. I like you staying in white. And then, yeah. So let's see this. So you take an Ash headshot, and then I don't think you hear the Venture push you and you die. So this is more of an awareness thing, because you really need to hear that Venture and then rotate out faster. But I'm not entirely opposed to you taking that far right angle, but we just didn't have the awareness so to live. Okay. I like you coming on the angle at the beginning here. This is great. You know what? I actually don't mind you coming this deep. I'm not terrible for this. The stream is freezing a lot. I'm not sure if it's only on my end. Let me see. Am I dropping a lot of frames? It says I'm not dropping a lot of frames, so it might be... Let's see if I can change the setting on Twitch. I'm not sure. Let me know if you guys keep lagging, then I can stop it and just do it on YouTube, or you guys can switch to YouTube. It might be better on YouTube. It might just be Twitch, because this is my first stream on Twitch, so it might just be that. But keep me updated. Let me know if things change. But I like this flank. Okay, I like this flank. I don't think it's bad. You're gonna force resources, right? You force the Kiri, and yes, it's freezing. Okay, try tuning in on on YouTube, and go from there. If you comment on YouTube, it'll still pop up on the live chat. But I like this flank. You just force 2 people off the point. Now you're in a good position to do something. This is great. I can switch. Okay, cool. I like this. You just need to roll further, roll back. So kill the Illari, and then just... Oh, you don't have roll. Oh, then did we roll forward? What did we do? Oh, you rolled out. Oh, okay, so this is just a W key issue. So this isn't... It got much better just now. Yeah, I think it's just... I don't know what the problem is. Just if it gets worse again, if it keeps getting worse, just let me know. But the problem is here, I like the angle, I like the flank. Here's the problem. Watch this, notice this. See the Illari? This whole time you're shooting Illari, you're walking forward. And there's a Ryan right next to you. Howdy, Gargamel. Welcome back. But, yeah, just don't walk forward when you don't have to, right? I mean, you can be doing the exact same thing you're doing from right here and not have to deal with the Reinhardt. I wouldn't mind if you're walking forward if the Reinhardt wasn't here, but the tank's here, so I'd prefer you respect it, right? So... I mean, I guess he gets boobed. He's not even, like, actually... I mean, you can see the Ryan, right? Like, I just wouldn't be W king here. I'd be playing way back here. So that when this Ryan does turn around eventually, I'm like 5 additional meters away, so he can't just swing on me off rip. So that's your mistake on this fight. Is you just W key subconsciously, which is a very common issue for a lot of Cassidy players. Okay, I like the angle again. We should be going now, right? Okay, so we're... I mean, you're on time, so this is good. Yeah, so here's the problem with this. We come wide. Now we're W king a little bit too much, but it's honestly not that bad. Hey, by L'Oreal. What's the alternative here? Yeah, I just don't think you should swing for the Ash, really. Because you're just kind of going too deep. I mean, it is unfortunate that you get L'Oreal ulted, I'm gonna be real. That is a little bit unlucky. You do have beat. Honestly, whatever. I'm not worried about this death. That's just whatever, it happens. Mind me, we are 4v3. I want to get back fast. My. I think that fight was fine. That fight was fine. I'm not too worried about that. Okay. Pin comes through. What do I think about this roll? I don't really like the roll, I'm gonna be honest. It ends up killing the Venture, but yeah, no, I don't like the roll. I'll be honest. I mean, at the end of the day, you don't know where the Ashe is. You can hear her moving, but you don't know if she's watching the angle or not. So you take a gamble there. We kill this Venture, but that's more luck than anything, in my opinion. I don't like this roll forward to the angle, especially since our tank is dead. But that happened as we rolled forward, so I'm not too worried about that. Yeah. The rest of that after the roll is not that bad. I think you needed to win second, honestly. I think you guys could have won, probably won first, but I think second was more likely to win. You could have won first point and second point. But I think your big issues that I would recommend you work on is you really need to stop rolling forward. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's good. I think you need to cut it down by like 80%, to be honest with you. I need to touch. Yeah, I mean, after the roll forward, I think everything you did was fine. Like, I think coming to the angle and dropping Deadeye and then trying to touch the point is fine. But, I mean, you have a tank. Your tank can try to touch. Like like, here in this situation, it's not your job to touch. You have a Reaper. Like, you have a Kiri. You have a Moira. Anyone on your else, and you have a Ram. Literally, you were the last person expected to be touching right now. So this roll forward is inexcusable if that's what you're saying. Like, it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, like against a better, like a Masters, like a higher level team, you're dead. You just die on the angle here because you just roll forward for no reason. You're the furthest guy forward and it's over, right? It's a bad habit, right? Rolling forward 90% of the time is not needed and it's just straight up bad. I'm gonna be real. It's only ever good whenever you're late on an angle. Like if you're making a late wrap here and you need to roll to get to here now, then sure, I'm down for that. Stream is stuttering. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna, if that's the case, I don't want it to stutter too bad for the YouTube recording, so I'm gonna stop recording on Twitch. So, and then I'll try to fix it post broadcast to get it to the multi-stream to work. But if you are tuning in on Twitch, thank you guys for tuning in. I do appreciate your guys' support. I do recommend you hop to the YouTube. That's going to be youtube.com/ I think it's literally just Once Told Tale. It should be the same handle as it is on Twitch. And tune in there. That way I can have a little bit of a better stream experience. And then the VODs will be available on YouTube as well. So please go ahead and tune in there. But once again, thank you guys for tuning in on Twitch. If you are, drop a follow to tune in for more future streams. I will fix the quality in the future. But once again, thank you guys. I appreciate that. Okay, so Twitch should be dead now. So if you guys are on Twitch, I hope you migrated. Sorry guys, I'm just it's my first multi-stream. I don't know if I have the internet bandwidth where I am now to be able to do the multi-stream. So we might not be doing that moving forward, but we'll see. Anyway, continuing on YouTube here. Yeah, so that's my big advice for you is really you need to stop rolling forward. Your mechanics are good, and I recommend you watch for Lijiang in particular. I have a couple different VODs on the channel on Lijiang. I recommend you just watch through them. YouTube stream is much better right now. Yeah, it should be. I just turned off the multi-stream, so it should be better. But okay, Gargamel, I hope that was helpful. If you have any more questions, let me know, and I would be happy to answer. Okie dokie, so that is Lijiang. We're gonna go ahead and move into the next one. We're gonna do Montana's because he was here earlier. I think he already went to bed, but I told him I'd do it at the beginning as well. So we're gonna knock out Montana's Eichenwalde stream as well. So Eichenwalde is a very interesting cast map. I think it's fun because there's a lot of different ways to play it. On like second point in particular. But okay, so on first point, basically what the metagame is for Cassidy on defense is you're going to want to play the opposite angle of your ally DPS typically. So thank you. Yeah, no problem at all, man. Thank you for the VOD. Glad I can help. But if so, basically what you're gonna do on Cass is you're gonna play the angle that your other DPS is not playing. So if you had something like a Genji, typically they'll be playing this angle here, so you'll be playing in main. Okay. If your other DPS is like a Bastion and they're playing in main, you're gonna play this right side typically. Okay. Because the idea is once the enemy team walks in, you want to deny a free lane, right? You don't want these guys to be able to come to this left side for free or to this right side for free. So you put a DPS in either position. Okay. This is the meta game in comp. And coordinated play is going to be a little bit different, but this is how it works in comp, okay? So, generally, I like playing this right side. Also, this skin is sick. But I generally recommend and like playing this right side. Yo, can I pause for like 20 seconds? Yeah, I can. I can do that. So, yeah, welcome, guys. A couple different things are in the pipeline right now, by the way, just as a quick update. I am doing a few things. I just finished making this lower thirds and getting the chat thing online, so that's done. I'm probably going to change it a little bit. I'm not going to change it too much because I don't want to obsess over this. I just kind of wanted something. I wanted to have something available for chat, so it's not just, you know, me flying around and that's it. I wanted something else to look at. So we have that. In the future, so for future VODs that aren't so the next Monday, I'm going to start streaming regularly on Mondays and Fridays, starting at 6 p.m. CST, and I will be going for about 4 hours each time. And I will be doing 4 VODs instead of the 6, and I will be doing a pro analysis part of the stream. So I will be looking at VODs from people like Lip, people like Flora, people like that are just really high level, champion level Cassidy players, and we're going to be doing a pro analysis as well in addition to the VODs. That way it's just a little bit more variety and it's not just the same thing over and over and over again. And it's something we can learn from actively and add to our knowledge base rather than just watch VODs and do coaching. I love doing coaching, but yeah, we're going to tone down the VODs a little bit. If we do get a lot more VOD demand, right, like we get a lot more VOD requests throughout the days, I will just add another streaming day and then we'll go from there. But for the time being, we're going to do 2 streams a week, where it's going to be 4 VODs a day and 1 pro analysis per day. And if we have extra time, I have some fun ideas we can do as well. But yeah, so kind of continuing on Eichenwalde, just make sure you're not playing the same angle as your DPS on main, right? So Montana's in the correct position, given that his Bastion is playing in main. And the whole idea here is that we don't want to give a free lane, typically. There are some situations where you'll be playing with your team. Which VODs are we reviewing today? Today, I'm going to be doing all of the pending ones. So we already did Gargamel. We're doing Montana right now. We're gonna do Bob the Asian, Gold Rogue or Gold Rouge, and Barbosa. So Barbosa will do yours right after Montana's because you're here. And then yeah, but we're doing. I think there's only 5 today, so we're knocking them all out. But yeah, we're playing the right angle right now. So the only other time you wouldn't want to be on the angle here is if you want to do some like rotation strats with your team, which is typically what you'll see in coordinated play. Nice headshots. And I like the angle. So now we're up on... We got the tank up here. And I wouldn't mind you taking some space. Play a little bit more aggressively. You probably could have fought that Genji and saved roll for when he actually dashed you. But that's fine, I think. Shoot the Moira. Oh, wait. Did you have any notes on this? I felt like I played Eichenwalde quite well. And we felt like we were crushing opponents. But at the end, the OT situation was abysmal. Okay. Though I was confused on what my playmaking should have been there. Okay, so that'll be at the very end though. Okay. So your Rhine dies. Could we have prevented this? Okay, so here you should be identifying that your Rhine is in. I want to see you get a little bit more aggressive, right? Is this Rhine making the correct play right now, guys? No, probably not, dude. This guy's getting inted by the entire enemy team. He's probably not making the correct play. But the problem is, if this guy dies, we're going to be kind of screwed, given that we're playing hybrid. Okay, so I honestly, when our Rhine is stuck on this angle, we need to identify that he's probably going to die. So we need to start looking to make some kind of play here. So I would be pushing the angle kind of like how our Bastion is and trying to fish for a kill, like trying to kill this Moira or trying to do anything. So right now we just don't identify the state of the fight with our Reinhardt, and he dies, and we're not in a position to be able to like try to save it. What do you think about playing above bridge? Yeah, I think it's fine in this case. I think it's very situational. I don't recommend playing on bridge if the enemy team has any kind of verticality. So if they're playing Diva, Monkey, Hazard, whatever, or Ball even, I don't recommend playing on top of bridge, because if you get dove, you're screwed. Okay. But I like in this situation, I actually wouldn't have minded if Montana rotated to bridge, especially here, right? I mean, you grab the mini, you see the Ryan get pulled in, you can come up top here and shoot them. Because at the end of the day, we know what the enemy team comp is. Where's my epic pen? Epic pen, dude. It's lost. I don't know. It's somewhere. It's disappeared. Oh wait, I'm an idiot. I'm blind. Sorry. So at the end of the day, if we look at the enemy team comp, it's just Genji who can really contest us. Is the Moira gonna fade to the bridge and fight us? Probably not. Okay. Is the Juno gonna do something similar? Probably not. Okay. Or if they do, even if they do that, I would bet on us to be able to win that good fight. Doomfist, yeah, don't play top against Doomfist, because the thing is, if the Doomfist, he'll just slam in the air, cancel, and then punch you. He'll punch you into this wall, or punch you back, or punch you into this wall, and you're fried as well. Doomfist is more about catching the dive, right? So whenever Doomfist dive, you just want to shoot him as he dives in. Okay, you want to be farther away, right? Like if they're playing if that queen is Doomfist right now, you just want to poke him, poke him, poke him. Then when he punches you to come get you, you just keep kiting, okay? And then you shoot him. You want to be one step ahead against Doomfist. But Montana realistically could have rotated the top here. But anyway, at the end of the day, the problem was that you didn't identify that your Rhine was going to die here. And as a result, if there even was a window to be able to carry this fight, you would have missed it because you don't play accordingly, right? Like, you needed to try to go for something here. But now that you've missed it, let's see how you play it. So you just kite out. Honestly, this is fine. So given that you missed the window, you still made the best play in my opinion. Or you made the best play given what you were afforded. But I think if you wanted to like try to deadlift that fight, you needed to identify what your Ryan was doing there. Or what was going on with him. Because you just keep... if you don't already have it turned on, make sure you have allied health bars turned on. Because that would have informed your decision there. Nice kill. I love the left angle on Cass. I think it's really strong. I honestly prefer this angle over playing on the high ground. I would not be walking toward the Genji in that situation, but I don't mind you fighting him. I honestly wouldn't even fight the Genji up top. I'm gonna be real with you. I would not go for the 1v1. Especially if you have to roll for it. I know he's up here. You heard him come up here. But this 1v1, especially without roll, is losing in my opinion. I think it's losing in this neutral. Like, I think what you should do here is... The Genji goes top, you know he's top right now. I'm just rotating out, especially given that my Bastion just died. I'm just rotating out, right? And then I'd see my Rhine, and then I'd shoot this queen as she walks up the stairs, and then I'd be alive. And I'd actually... That's crazy. I would have actually been able to follow up with this Rhine shatter, and this queen would have died, right? But because I'm not there, the queen doesn't die. So let's see what we do with this Deadeye. I mean, we get a kill with the Deadeye, so a different circle, like a different chain of events would have happened. But there's a real world where you come up here to fight this Genji and die. I didn't even know you could turn on ally health bar. It's not like, you can't always see it through a wall. So it's like, only when they're on your screen, you can see it. Where even is it? Show. No. Ability, nope, none of these. General. Where even is it, bro? Not in video settings. I think it's in hero settings. Good cast. Yeah, allied health bars. It's default off contextual. You have to actively turn it off, okay? So it should be on by default. So how it works is you will see their health bar if they're on your screen. But if they're through a wall, you can't see their health bar. That's how it works. But Ryan was on his screen whenever at that moment I was talking about. But anyway, coming back to this moment here. I wouldn't have come up top because I don't want to risk a 1v1 against Genji, to be honest. There's just no reason, especially when we're down. And now we're stuck up here. Yeah, you're almost dead. Guaranteed death. And that, yeah, like this rotation sucks. I mean, you get fortunate that Chikiri baits for you, but there's an alternate universe you just die. And I mean, you also get fortunate that this terrible Juno ult comes through. But like a lot of what's happening here is results oriented. Like I don't think the play you made initially to come up top was good at all. You should have played with your Rhine. Okay. Okay, good kill. I like this. I would go top right now. Yeah, I'd be going top. Your Rhine's up here, so this is fine. Just get ready to dash. Okay, so anytime you are facing a Genji like this, just anticipate dash. They're not always going to use it, but you should be anticipating it. And then right when he dashes, you should be rolling. Okay, right when he dashes, because you need to roll the damage. You need to roll the damage. It's very important because it ruins his combo. It makes it so much harder for him. Because if you're going to lose more Genji fights consistently if you're not rolling the dash and you're instead rolling after the dash. That's not ideal. Okay, so that's just one thing. I mean, I think you played that fine, but just for future reference, anytime you see a Genji in that situation, anticipate the dash. So the reason for not going upstairs was what exactly? Because the Genji fight is losing or because Bastion died? It's really both. If you really like, so it really comes down to your team isn't back yet. You guys are still recovering. Like, let's go all the way back here. Okay, hold on. Here's what it comes down to. Okay, right now your Kiri and your Moira both died to Blade. Okay, they both died to Blade, and then you kite out from the Genji ult. And then right now you hear the Genji go top. You saw him jump up there and you hear him go top. The reason I would not be going top right now is in a 3v5, we do not want to take a 1v1, really, in a situation where we can get out. If getting out is possible, we do not want to take a 1v1, okay? We want to just get out, okay? And in this situation, getting out is really easy for us because all we have to do is walk backwards, okay? It's not hard. There's no one shooting us. There's no cooldowns, whatever. So you want to be coming this way. That's why, right? Like if we took the 1v1 right now and died, we would just keep staggering for no reason. Okay. Sometimes it's good to take 1v1s, like in a situation where you can't get out. Like if you're right here or where your Bastion is right now, I would be like, yeah, you need to like try to do something because you're going to die either way. So that's why I don't think you should go top. Oh, my bad. Okay. That was bad awareness. I didn't see that they were dead. Yeah. I guess in that situation, I should just try to rotate out with tank. Yeah, exactly. Right. You needed to rotate out with tank here. And that would be a good habit and the more consistent habit, right? And at the end, yeah, we also just don't want to take a 1v1. So that's kind of what, is top castle good for Cass? Yes. Like if you think about it objectively from a positional standpoint and we ignore like contextual things like us being down and Genji already being up here, then yeah, going high ground is generally good, right? Because I mean, you have high ground advantage from here to the cart typically is within range for Cassidy. Yeah, you want to be up here, especially when you have Deadeye, but the timing is just bad. It's first floor or second floor for Cass. So if we call this the basement, there's this the first floor and this the second floor, if that's how we're going to evaluate it. The basement, you should basically never ever be here. The reason being is the rotation out is pretty long, okay? So so let's say you're defending second here. You're really close to the enemy team, but when they do come to try to fight you, you have to rotate back up the stairs and there's just no cover, right? Similar idea. If you come this way, there's just no cover. You're going to die. Okay, so that's you almost never want to play down here unless you're grabbing the mega. Okay, if we look at this first floor, this angle can be quite good because you can peek out here. And then if you know they're going to come fight you, you just make this rotation all the way through this angle like this. And then you can shoot them as they come up the stairs. Okay, that's typically your playbook. Or you can do the cast roll tech. Roll tech video is still in the works, guys. I'm sorry, it hasn't been released yet. But you can do a roll tech off. You have to look slightly to the left here. And then you can roll tech and you'll land up here as well. So you can also do that. I like playing this angle a lot. I think it's really strong because if you think about it especially if you're playing something like double hit scan, it can be really good. Because if you think about it from the attacker standpoint, it's going to be a lot harder for them to deal with someone here and someone here at the same time. Like, how do you even shoot these guys? Like, it's really tough. So I like this angle a lot. So if you can't play it, then you should, really. Especially if you already have people on high ground. But if you're worried you're going to get dove, right? So if they're playing something like a Monkey or a Diva or Doomfist that can easily dive you in this position, or even a Genji, I don't recommend you playing here alone, right? So that's a situation you'd play top. It's really contextual, right? I mean, I can suggest you good places to play, right? Like this is a good place to play, but you as a player need to evaluate what's good and what is not good. Oh shoot, I forgot to roll tech this game. Yeah, it's not. It's way more. This roll tech is way more important on attack. It's really important on attack. But on defense, it's not necessary, because typically, as long as you're rotating out fast enough, you're fine. Okay, so back to where we were. This is when. Okay, so we rotate to the second floor here, or the first floor here, whatever. Shoot the Genji. Well, I'm sure. Oh yeah, this is right. We kill the queen. That's great. And then here I'd be going top right now. Yeah. Fight the Genji. This is perfect. Wooden platform. Elaborate on which one, because there's a bunch. There's like 3 on this second point. I would just be playing up top still. I wouldn't even be rotating. Yeah, I wouldn't even be rotating, because now this whole time you're looking to see what's happening. You're just now you're too close, right? So this was more of an awareness. Yeah, I'm not. This is an awareness issue. You just don't really know what's happening. So whatever. I'm not gonna obsess over that. In that situation, the best play was just stay up top. Here, I'd be coming right door. Because the thing is, you're not going to be able to make this rotation against the queen. Like, this rotation to this castle is like what you would want to be doing normally. But the queen is already marking the angle. This is not going to be possible. Okay. So I would be coming right side, even though Bastion's already here. And I'd be looking to make this play and try to open up an angle. Or just play close to the door and then play around Mega. Like, I would be doing either one. It's not the end of the world that you're here, but I wouldn't be here personally. Okay, I mean, your Ryan, I forgot your Ryan was even in position here. Wait, that's kind of crazy. How did I not notice him? Okay, ignore everything I just said. This is fine. I think this is fine. I didn't realize your tank was there. So stay up top because payload was pushed far. No, it was more you should have stayed up top because you didn't know what was going on. like everyone was split up and no one knew what was happening. So you should have stayed up top. Like that, it's more of an awareness issue. Like if you knew where the enemy team was exactly, like you knew they were fighting in Mega Room, then go to Mega Room, right, or whatever. But you didn't know what was happening, so you need to take an angle that is not going to get you killed because you just don't understand what's going on. I don't really know how to describe it other than because you didn't have good information, you basically shouldn't be making any risky decisions. I hate this retake. Yeah, this retake sucks. It's really awkward. There's not a lot of good angles here. I think Montana played this pretty much as best as he could, to be honest with you. Okay, now we need to back up. How long is this game? 20 minutes. It's a long game. I like the Deadeye, not because there's people in LOS, but because you're going to save your Rhine, okay? And this is a really cool use of Deadeye, and like probably my favorite use of Deadeye in the game because you just feel like a hero. Your Rhine is so low HP, they're forcing him. They're forcing cooldowns to try to kill him here. Like, notice the Genji, notice the Queen, and notice even the Juno are coming wide to kill Rhine. This Deadeye is going to force all of them off the angle, or they risk dying. So here, drawing early is bad because your whole goal is not to kill people. Your whole goal is to save Reinhardt. So you should have waited till he made it around the corner and then drew and then rolled back to cover. That would have been the better play here. But, I mean, you get the job done, but there is still room for error for him to die. Like, they could have broken the shield a little bit earlier. Yeah, yeah, and he still dies. All right. I'm not saying... It's not like you would have saved him 100% of the time, but we could have maximized the chance by just holding it for a little bit longer. But good play. That was a really good play. I really like that. Okay, so now we come top. Break the thing, shoot the soldier. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. I like this. Alright, go back to main. Chase the Moira. I'm down. I like the roll forward here. This is fine. I like the roll forward here because it's going to be a 1v1 against a Moira. Roll's not that important. Okay. Not a big deal. And your Rhine is with you, so that Moira is almost certainly dead. Okay, now we peek in main. Shoot the Junker Queen. Continue shooting Junker Queen. Kite out. Shatter from Orion. Now we just walk forward. Perfect. I wouldn't be walking for the Junker Queen here. So here, I like everything you're doing, but I would be fighting Soldier. I'm gonna be honest with you. You have 3 people fighting this queen right now. Do we need a 4th guy fighting this queen? No, probably not. So I would be playing the angle and either fighting Soldier, or I'm taking a little bit more risk and coming wide like this. I know the Soldier can shoot me, but you have roll for a reason, so then just roll back to the angle. I wouldn't be getting stuff with my team here. I'd be trying to open up an angle. I would rather you take like a lot more risk here, to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, you played this fine as well, but I would have played it slightly different. You had good roll discipline there. I thought it was all fine. Given the play you made, I think you executed perfectly. Okay. Oh, okay, hold on. What's going on here? So Kitsune comes out. Well, off rip here, I wouldn't be on this side of cart. I would be on the left side of cart. I would be here because I'll have more cover. So that's, I think, your first mistake. Because, yeah, now I guess it's not that bad that you're here. You back this roll forward. Okay, well, let's see how it pans out. The Deadeye against the Blade. Why did we have to roll forward there? Nice low cancel. Yeah, that was a good ult to cancel on the Queen. Great job. Wait, so what happens? So I'm trying to process what happens in this fight. So we shoot the Queen. Kitsune. Okay, so you were kiting back preemptively, which is a good habit to have on Cassidy. So great job. I think that's a winning play, is to kite out early. So now we have to kind of responsively roll forward, but now you're out of sync with your tanks, which kind of sucks. So the Kitsune comes out, and your tank actually doesn't walk forward with it. Your tank actually kites. That's a little crazy. So you and your Bastion are out of sync with your tank, and then you eat an axe. So I actually don't know. Holy stream stutter. Yeah, I don't know what it is, guys. Unfortunately, I don't have a great way to fix it. I can see like nothing. Okay, well, listen to my beautiful voice as I explain what's happening to you. I don't know if there's a great play here, because the problem is, I really think the core issue here is that you needed to be on this left side of cart. I'm going to be honest, because the reason you feel compelled to kite backwards is when you're playing this angle, you don't have any cover. Okay. But if you're playing the left side of cart away from your Zarya, basically, not only do you open up an angle, you have more cover, so you can be greedier with the angle and you don't have to kite back. So given that, if you were playing this left side here, you wouldn't have been out of sync with your tank, and now you would have kited, and you don't risk taking the axe. So that would have been a better angle. So I think this Deadeye is fine. I think everything else responsively is fine, but I think we could have opened up in a better position for this fight by playing left side cart. Because there's a world where you eat that axe and you die. Okay, so that we would have avoided that if we played left side cart. Okay, but the kite out afterwards was great. The Deadeye, I think, was fine. I think it was all fine. Okay, fixed now. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't think it was a multi-stream thing. I think I could have kept the Twitch stream up. I think it's just my internet, to be honest. Sorry, I missed this. I was talking to you guys. Okay, so they push forward. We kite. Is our tank dead? Yeah, our tank died. How did our tank die? Okay, so you play a little bit too passive here. You have to read your tank's body language. Your tank is up. Your tank is up. I'm here right now. I'm here right now. And now I'm rolling out. Okay, that's how I would have played that. I mean, your tank still dies. We can't control what our tank does, but I would have tried to read their body. You know what? Your play's fine. Yours always kind of a moron. Because, like, realistically, that guy shouldn't be that far forward. And if you do take that angle, then you have to roll late and you're probably going to die, right? So maybe it's the bookworm script. Maybe. No, I don't think so. I mean, maybe that's the only thing that's changed, and I didn't have any other lag issues before, so maybe it is. Maybe it's like tanking my bitrate. I don't know. But you play this fight. No, that wouldn't make any sense. There's more pixels moving with the Overwatch, so I don't know. Anyway, yeah, your tank dying there was sucked. I think you need to win a different fight. There's probably a fight we could have won on second or first to make up for that. Okay, see, nice rollout. Like the rollout. Check this room. Oh, you do see the Curie. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness gracious, the tail rollout. It harvests SR. It farms SR. Like sending too many OBS updates. Oh, you know what? That might be... Okay, here's what we'll do. Don't know how it works. I'm a noob. Here, look. I don't think that's it. I'm gonna be raw. Because it's not like an OBS update. How it works is OBS captures my... It's like a browser capture. It's like if I had another Overwatch running, but way less intense. So it's not the worm. But yeah, this is why, guys, if this was not convincing enough, this is why you should be doing this rollout. You should be coming right side off rip every time out the top door. You should be checking. Don't roll. Never roll. Just walk. Check this room every single time because people like to play the room because they're rats, okay? And we exterminate rats. He catches the Juno, not the Juno, the Kiri. Flash fan. Oh my goodness, now we're up 1. Genius play. Yeah, man, I thought that second, it's literally what you told me that rollout, like I'm getting rewarded. Yeah, exactly. Good plays get rewarded, guys. And I'm telling you, this first point is solved on Cassidy. This should be your rollout every single time. Every single time. You can see I walk forward and then remember Tail told me to check that room. Yeah. Check that room every time, guys. I'm telling you, you'll get kills. You'll just win games for free. It's amazing. And then you should come play this room every single time. You should do exactly what our hero is doing right now. Montana's doing. Come right side, shoot the tank. Perfect. And then you should swing. Get aggressive. Get aggressive. Get aggressive. Nice. Roll out. Perfect. Get your team to help you. Flash. Oh my gosh. The tail. Dude, guys, it's solved. It's solved. I'm telling you, this is how you play Eichenwalde. You're going to carry all your Eichenwalde games. You're just going to carry all of them. This is the best way to play it. It's so good. It's so strong. If you go main in Eichenwalde, you're trolling. Actually, you're so trolling. This angle is so broken, actually. You kill the tank every time, get a pick. Because here's the thing, even if, let's say the enemy team, if that Zarya didn't come to fight Montana, okay, what's Montana's best play? His best play, if the Zarya doesn't come fight him, is to walk out, shoot, and then roll up the staircase. And then you have this ginormous flank. This ginormous flank is so good. Every time I do this, enemy tank go horny on me and push from room. You just need to... Okay, so if that happens, you need to just kite it. You need to get good at it, because that's just Cassidy. You need to identify when you're the target, and then if they start W-king here if they start pushing you from here, for example, you just need to be able to kite out early, and then you're fine. So it's just a matter of experience and getting used to the matchups, right? If it's a Zarya, you need to kite out slightly. You need to just kite out normally. If it's a Diva, you need to kite out early. You need, things like that. Right, so but I'm telling you, this is always better. It's always better than coming main, because the problem with main is there's no cover. You're really tank dependent. It's hard for you to break. If you're stuffed here, it's really hard for you to break the choke. Right, the way you break the choke is Cass is pretty much always come here. Pretty much always. If you have a Lucio speed, I guess you can come left or whatever, but this is always going to be your best way. I promise you. I've studied this map a ton, and right side is always the best. Almost. Look, always is never true in Overwatch. Almost always true. Let's correct it a little bit. Okay, here. Nice kill. Okay, I wouldn't have minded a flash. A fan hammer there, but whatever. That's just a mechanical thing. Well, I like you coming left side. This is perfect. Textbook Cassie so far. Okay, good kill on the Genji. That was good awareness. I didn't even notice that. I must have pinged it or something. Okay, so I don't really like playing this angle alone as Cassidy, because it's just really easy to get punished here, and as is a common problem with Cassidy, the rotation out is... What the heck? Anyway, the rotation out can be quite bad. So I don't really like taking this angle alone. It's just too close. Like, there's a lot of different maps that are like this, like Shambali. There's a point in the map that's like this as well, but it's just too close in my opinion. I'd almost prefer you just playing castle like this. Or just stage here and shoot them. I mean, in this situation, it kind of worked out because the kicker's not looking at you, but I'm not typically a big fan of coming to this right side. And yeah, you actually died to the monkey as a result. Wow, that's crazy. It's almost like I'm Nostradamus. Yeah, like I don't like coming to this right side of castle on my own, because it's really easy to get punished here and no one can help you. So I would have preferred... I think your better play here is... I understand here, I don't really mind it, but you needed to roll out immediately, not walk forward. And you would have been further away from the monkey and maybe live the dive. But I think you should really be looking for this play. I think it's better. Because it's harder to get dove here, right? They have to go through a door, and then there's a ceiling they'll bump into. And then you also have a mega, right? So I like all those things. So yeah, I just wouldn't be pushing this far alone. So that's why that death happens. Okay, now we sit up top. You could have also done the roll tech on the right side, but this is fine. This Deadeye is too early. I like the Deadeye, but it's just way too early. Just wait till they're like near cart and do it. Interesting, so you don't like this angle, but say the roll tech up the same spot is good. So the roll tech up to the angle is good, but here's your play. Like, it's... Wait, I turned on these like badge things. Is it this? Okay. So you roll to the angle, and then your play is to shoot here, and then... Well, it's just situational, right? Like, it's really good. So how's the roll tech play supposed to... Okay, here's how it works. So how you do the roll tech is... It's really contextual. Really how the roll tech play works is it's like the card is here. You guys just killed the enemies, so they're all dead. And then you roll tech up to the ledge, and then you rotate to here. So you play this angle, and then you shoot them from the door. And then once they start coming out, then you rotate back, and then you come downstairs and play the door. That's how you play that. The roll tech is more for like after you die type situations, not like I'm setting up for a play type of situations. Like here, like right now, it would have been a good time to use the roll tech. So actually, wait, hold on. Actually, a little bit earlier. Here, right after you died, you would have been at the roll tech position probably by now. This would have been a good place to roll tech at. So you do it, you stand here, you roll tech up to here. And then now it's good because the fight is happening all the way over here, right? The fight is like nowhere, it's not going to be anywhere near you. So you're just going to get to the fight faster on this angle. So you would just be on this off angle earlier when the enemy team's not pushed up, right? I don't like playing this angle when the enemy team is right here in this space. I don't like playing this angle is what I'm saying. Like, I think it's bad. I'd rather it, if the enemy team is in this red box, I would rather you be inside castle. Like, this is where you need to be when they're in that red box. So it just kind of depends on how much space the enemy team has. But like, yeah, now, like, literally right now, the roll tech would have been fine. But this play is fine too. But it's just this Deadeye is too early. Because you actually didn't end up actually even needing the Deadeye. Yeah. Okay. Come in main. So this is a good point to switch to Sojourn or Ash if you want. The problem is you're just going to get spammed out or outranged a lot on this point. So this is a good swap point. Torbjorn, Junkrat, Ash, Sojourn, stuff like that. Can't play cast, but you're just... There's not a lot of playmaking, right? So people with longer range neutral are going to be better. Okay. This is all fine. I don't really have any quarrels with this. There's not a lot you can do, right? So it's all about just maintaining space and rotating out whenever you get pushed. Come for the flank. Like, I talk about this in all my Eichenwalde VODs, but I really don't like the flank. I really don't like it. It's really easy to die on the angle. Yeah. Yeah, we lose this fight. Like, the problem with the flank is I don't know. Look, I'm not going to act like I know entirely why it's bad. I can make something up, but I don't want to mislead you guys. Every time I've watched someone take this flank or go for it, it's just losing. Rooms are not good here. Yeah, I can't prove it to you, but I just... Every time I watch people play these rooms, it's bad. And every time I've played it, it's bad. I'll be honest. I would just play in main. Just play in main. Until I've seen a game where people take the rooms and it's good, I will be against it. But I've yet to see a single game where it's been good. I can't tell you why. I'm be honest, guys. I can't tell you why it's bad. So maybe keep trying it in your own games. I'm not gonna act like I know for sure it's bad, but I can't recommend it. But maybe keep trying it in your own games and see if you can make it work somehow, and then let me know. But every time I take it, it's bad. So okay, what was the problem here? We just roll. When did we roll? Hold on. Sorry. Yeah, so you roll forward. Look at this. This is an example of Montana getting punished for rolling forward. It happens all the time. Like, this is why you should basically never be rolling forward. So you take a wide... I think you... Yeah, you like take a wide angle and try to roll forward into the fight. And then you die to... Yeah, exactly. Don't roll forward and you would have lived here. Because then you would have rolled out of this. And... You end up getting it back off cooldown, but it's at the very end. I guess, I don't know, cover mini angles good in paper. I guess only for Ultra Rat Deadeye can work when you have like unlimited space glitch. I don't know. I'm not gonna act like I know, guys. It's just, yeah, I just don't know. But you die here because you roll forward and then you don't have it for when the Ursula comes out. Or it comes out slightly too late when the Ursula is used. Great demonstration of rolling forward equals death in the higher elo you go. Okay. I like the Deadeye. Why is this Deadeye good, guys? Why is it good? Perfect. So Orisa used Spear. So he I don't know if he did it on purpose, but Orisa just used Spear, so there's now no way he can get canceled. He's not near cover, so that was 100%. That 100% needed to happen. If Spear didn't come out and he wanted to Deadeye anyway, he needs to be by cover. But he went so wide that Spear has to come out before he uses it. Good kill. This is really well done. Shoot the Ursa, nice headshots. This is a good roll forward because now his team is going to be taking space aggressively, especially considering his Doom is nanoed. So this is fine. Here, you're not setting up. Why aren't we setting up right now? Oh, wrong cart. Never mind. My fault. Alright, this is fine. Yeah, you were trying to 2-man cart there, so, or 3-man cart, so that was fine. Preferably we set up there, but I understand the idea. Okay. So same defense setup. The reason we lost last time was more because of our tank. And we could have tried making hero play, but even then, I don't think we could have saved the game. Or saved that fight. Our tank is out. We shoot the Genji. Okay. Pressure the Sigma. Okay, so you're just... So we shouldn't be getting rocked here. Should we shoot Orisa gold? Yeah. Just shoot it. I mean, I guess you could reload. I'm not gonna... It's not black or white, Gargamel. If you should reload or shoot. It's just gonna depend on the situation. Here... Whenever you play this angle, just make sure you're here, okay? Just make sure you're like on the left side of this machine. Because if they do push you, you're gonna have a longer rotation if you play on the right side. Because look, if you have to kite from the right side, you have no cover as you make this rotation out. There's no cover at all. But if you play on this left side, you can rotate through the room if you really need to, or you can break it with this rotation as well. So you need to just basically, you should never be right here. You should always be like right here when you're playing the angle. So that's it's a little bit of a positioning mistake on the angle. Because we should not be getting rocked here. This rock is really bad. Yeah, I mean, you roll into it, but we shouldn't even be in a position for that to even happen. So that's the problem. Like here, you should have instinctively rolled left, not back as well. And because he hits that rock, there's just enough downtime where he can walk forward. So, I'm not going to act like that was the end of the world, but that's a mistake we could have cleaned up. Okay, shoot the 6 shield. Here, I honestly would have been fine with you playing on the high ground, just staying up here. Because your Doom's low, they're probably going to push. But dropping is fine as well. I mean, not... I think playing on high is probably better. I think it's better. Just the thing is, the only thing you have to remember is when you're playing an angle that's out of your range, right? This is going to be losing for you. You just need to prioritize not taking damage, okay? So you're just going to be here and you're going to poke a little bit. And then once this Sig comes up, then you're going to get a little bit more aggro. 80, shoot. And then if you're low, then you can drop for the mini and then come back out and then go for an angle. But this isn't the end of the world either. I don't mind this that much. You're playing far enough away where you get kind of equivalent value from playing the high ground. So it's not a big deal. I would still fight this more. I should just use Fade. Nice job. That's thanks 8 paying off right there. And then we died to Sigma. People get spammed? Yeah, but that's when you just play the angle. Right? He's not getting spammed by a Sojourn. He's getting spammed by a Soldier in Soldier's hit scan. So the problem with doing it into a Sojourn, for example, is you have Rail and she has a projectile. So she's inherently just going to spam you out easier than a Soldier will. The Soldier will still have to aim. And because these hit scans could be a little bit easier to live it. Because the hitbox is not going to be as generous for him. So if he does get spammed out, he just rolls away from the angle and then grabs the mini and then plays here. But he's the advantage of this is he's safe, right? He doesn't have to make a rotation out. Because here's the thing, like you can actually see it pan out exactly here. When he's on this side of the map, what rotation do you have as Cassidy? What rotation do you have? You don't have any. You don't have any, you're stuck. The only thing you can do is flip the point. But even then it sucks. This rotation still sucks. And then you're going to be stuck here. Spam by Sigma and Moira orbs. Yeah, but the chance of him dying on this angle is pretty low. As long as he doesn't come out wide and stand here, the chance of him dying is almost 0. I'm going to be honest with you. Maybe that's a little bit of a boost. It's like the chance of him dying is like 10%, 15%. The chance of him dying here is like 50%. I'm gonna be real. Because for exactly what ends up happening here. He gets the Moira kill, yeah, but he dies. And the problem is, we're walking into an OT situation. And what do we not want to do here? We don't want to die, okay? We do not want to die with this. Sorry, this is what I meant to circle. We don't want to die with this much time left. We don't want to give them any chance of winning. So I just, yeah, like, he dies to Sigma here for... Like, I would have avoided this by just playing the high ground and shooting the Sigma the whole time. Right. I mean, we killed a Moira, but that's results oriented in my opinion. Okay, and then your team clutches up. So we didn't actually have... I mean, we killed the Moira, so we had some impact, but I think we could have played on the high ground there and lived. I think it would have been preferred. Okay. So now we come right side, good rollout, check the room, perfect. Shoot the Sig shield. Now we get a little bit more aggressive. Perfect. Exactly why we do this rollout, guys. This is exactly, if you want to win on Eichenwalde, this is the rollout you should be doing every single time. Notice both times he took this rotation, both times he got a game-winning kill. Both times. Do this every single time, guys. This is how you win Eichenwalde. Good kill on the Brig. And then this just should be over at this point, I'm gonna be honest. There's not, I mean, I guess your tank died. So here, your tank is dead, so honestly, it's just about living at this point. I don't like the roll forward. I understand that he's extended, but rolling forward there is just greedy. Like here, what you should be doing is, see the Sig is here. You need to honestly roll backwards because you should have identified that you're too close to him. And then, yeah, because we don't want to die. We have an advantage. We have space. We want to maintain our advantage. Right? Should your Doomfist done what he did? No, but we can't control what our Doom does. Right? We just killed 2. Just shoot the Sig. Bam, bam, bam. And then just live. Just live. That's all you need to do here. Just live. Shoot this guy. Okay, whatever. Sigma? Yeah, you need to rotate out. Rolling forward is really bad. He's not even low. So that doesn't make any sense. Okay. Accidental fan. It happens. Lose the 1v1. Roll off the map. It happens. You know, it's the way life goes. Yeah, I mean, the angle is fine. It's just, yeah, mechanical and rolling off the map. So whatever it is, what it is. And then everyone is dead, so we're waiting. Okay. Cool. Come far right. Once again, the best play we have. Shoot the cast. Okay. We need to notice where our tank is. Ooh, okay. Okay, we get slept. Just live, just live, just live. Okay. Our tank is in right now. We need to be taking space. I'm going up the staircase right now. Okay. Here's what I'd be doing. Okay. See the Sigma? Shoot the Sigma. Okay, rotate in. Okay. See the Sigma leaving. This Sigma is going to be rotating 2 point. Gentlemen, I'm getting super aggressive. I am walking forward and I'm rolling up this staircase right now. Like right now. I'm not waiting a second. I'm going right now because ultimately I want to end up here and shoot them this way. It happens. I blame the rollout. Yeah. It's a sacrifice. It was a sacrifice. That was the debt he paid for getting 2 free kills for my rotation. I don't think you knew she was nanoed, but either way, I like you walking out here, but you need to come up the stairs. You need to come up the stairs and you need to be here. And you need to be shooting these guys in the back. You'd be shooting them in the back probably like right now. You would have killed the Cass, and then your Moira would have lived, and then you would have, yeah, you would have just deadlifted this fight and you would have won the game. So So there you go. I hate to say it, but that's the truth. You probably would have won the game if you made that play. Because Malga is on point. Yes, because your Malga is making space, aka literally baiting everyone's attention and a nano and a visor and a nano. He has it. He has a just big enough window to make the rotation up the stairs. If the Malga wasn't there, this rotation would be bad. And the rotation would be bad because the enemy team would be looking at him as he makes the rotation. But no one's looking at him, so go up the stairs. I don't even care about this Ana. I don't really care about the Ana. Because at the end of the day, sure, you could kill the Ana, but you could also lose the duel. And I think the less risky plays come up here. I think this is going to be the deadlift play. Because also notice, they have no verticality on their team. They have actually 0 verticality. How are they ever going to kill you? There's actually 0 way you die. So this is the deadlift position. But yeah. So if you wanted to win that, you need to make that rotation. And then it's just unfortunate at that point. So you had the right idea in coming out of that room and pushing something, but I think going up the stairs is going to be the better macro position. And then you also needed to not lose that fight where you rolled off. Unlucky game. Yeah, that did cost you a lot because you honestly needed to win that fight. Yeah, you guys really needed to win that fight. That roll was really unfortunate. But this was a pretty unlucky game. There were a few fights we could have changed the outcome on. Okay, yeah, so I need more awareness that game, know the right side rotation, and play passive when I have an advantage. Playing passive when you have an advantage. Okay, the first 2 are correct. Okay, definitely correct. But the thing is, awareness is a hard thing to work on. So the only thing I'll say is that to give you something more tangible to actually work on and improve is when you're in a position where you don't know what's going on, as in like you're not involved in the fight. Let me see if I can try to find the it was at the beginning, wasn't it? It was like here. Yeah, it's like here. Okay, so maybe it was a little bit later. Yeah, okay, I want to find it specifically because it's important. Okay, so here, if you don't know what's going on, you should be looking through the wall to see where your team is. If you have literally, as you make, especially as you're making a rotation, you should be looking through the wall and seeing what's going on. And then you can like kind of piece together where you should be. Thank you, Tail. Yeah, of course, man. Thank you for being here, Gargamel. I really appreciate you, man. Glad you tuned in. And you can check out the rest of the VOD later as well. But thanks for tuning in, man. Thanks for the support. But yeah, so basically anytime you make a rotation, you need to be looking through the wall and seeing where your team is. Like, I don't even care what you're doing. When you're coming back from spawn, check it out and go from there, right? So that would be a tangible way to increase your awareness. And then know the right side rotation. Yeah, know the rotation to go up the stairs. It's really good. It's really strong, especially when they have no verticality. This rotation up the right staircase is so stupid and mega strong. So do this. And then what was the other thing you mentioned? Play passive when I have an advantage. So that is really conditional. So don't really worry about improving that too much, because I feel like you didn't even do that wrong. Really, like it's more of an awareness thing, as in like look through the wall and see where your team is at all times. That's really what you need to be doing. But yeah, I can't remember everything else, but I hope that was useful. And once again, if you guys have any questions, just let me know. Cool. And then we're gonna get to yeah, once again, thanks for the code. I really appreciate that, Montana. Well, we're going to take a look at Barbosa. Barbosa, I hope you're still here. We'll take a look at your code. Barbosa on this one says, I'm really bad mechanically, especially on Cass. But besides that, I'm really unsure about where to position myself in a place where I can be aggressive without being punished. Okay, so here's what I'll say. Route 66 is probably my most VOD reviewed map. Okay, so if you have problems on Route 66, you should definitely check out the videos on my channel, because yeah, of course, yeah, no problem, Montana. But I review this code all the time, or this map all the time. Okay, so definitely watch my videos. And you are here, Barbosa. Good to see it. Man, I hate YouTube because it lags. The Twitch is so much better because there's no delay. Oh, it's so annoying to have delay. Anyway, so I definitely recommend on Route 66. If this is a map you regularly struggle with, just go back to my old videos and watch the VODs, because I guarantee you they'll help you. Because like right off rip here, I know you haven't watched my VODs because you would know to play the tunnel. The tunnel is always better. Almost always better. Very few situations I recommend not playing tunnel. So off rip here, what your play should be is you hug this left wall and you peek them as they come up. So like right now, you'd be peeking, no one's here, no one's here, no one's here, whatever. Cart would be pushing, bam, 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 quadruple headshot to Zarya and you're winning, okay? Because the idea is not only can you shoot their backline as they push up, you deny this rotation. Oh look, there's Gargamel. There's Gargamel on the other team, that's crazy. But you deny them from taking the tunnel rotation, which can be strong for attackers, okay? So that's like a big advantage of that. So, and the problem with this as well is most fights are going to be out of your range. And if stuff like this happens where your ally Rein pins backline, you don't have which is not a good play. Let me be frank. This is not a good play from Reinhardt, but you just don't have a way to follow up with this anyway, because we're not staged. So I'd rather you be here than on the floor, if I'm honest with you. So it's not like you're in a terrible position, but this is not the optimal Cassidy position. Okay. Okay. So we're playing on this high ground. So once again, we should be in tunnel in my opinion, but given that we're on the high ground, I'm going to evaluate kind of your play from here. Yeah, notice there's just not a lot to do. Okay. So, and that's why I don't really recommend this position. You're right. So we shoot this Mei, whatever. We shoot this Zarya. Our best play here, we'd probably be respecting them a little bit too much. We probably should be poking a little bit more than you actually are. But I think coming to this right angle is just a waste of time, to be frank with you. You should just be here and shooting them. Because really, like, what do you gain? What do you gain from coming to this right side? Not very much. It's really just you increase the distance between you and the enemies. But the problem is, in that time that you made that rotation and did pretty much nothing on this off angle, you could have probably maybe killed this enemy Zarya, which would have really made a big difference. So I think that rotation to the right side of gas is just bad. It was just bad. Because we needed uptime there, and the angle difference, right? Like let's just be clear, the angle difference from here to here when we're the only person on high ground is negligible. If we're already the only person on the high ground, we're already providing like a lot of value in having the enemy team have to look from here where the Reinhardt is to us up here. Okay, so it didn't really matter that we make this rotation at all. Okay. So here, once our Reinhardt dies, your priority should be living. So I think you falling off the high ground is a mistake. Because I mean, typically, yeah, I think you just thought the bridge was behind you, but your goal here should be living for sure. Yeah, and then it looks like you try to make the jump back up. But given that you fell to the ground here, you needed to identify that living is priority number 1 and rotate back through tunnel. That needed to be your play. Because if you stagger here, you guys lose all of first point. Yeah, like your Zen staggers. Does your Zen stagger because of you or because he also messes up his rotation? It's hard to say. It's hard to say. I don't know if part of that was because you were there or not. But anyway, we can't control our zone, so we do the best we can. I like this off angle. It's just fine. And then we kite once we're getting pushed. That's fine. We are low. Yeah, this is a situation. If you grab the mega, I wouldn't have been mad, actually. I think this is fine. Here you can... Okay. There's a lot of different things going on here. So, we're low, so we get Harmony Orb. Then we're back in the fight. If you don't make this jump the first time, I would not do it again. Like, you really just need to make this jump the first time. I don't really mind the rotation for you coming high ground, but the problem is you missed the jump, and now you're out of the fight for so long. Like, that's like 3, 4, 5 seconds of downtime. Like, we could have just been... In this meantime, we could have just still been in main and shooting and doing something. But we hit the rotation. Now we're late to the fight. I mean, our Venture made a bad play, but whatever. We can't control that. And there's just not a lot we can do. Yeah. But now we're up top, which is fine for this point. At this point. So this is okay. Yeah, whatever. Okay, your biggest problem with first point defense? Lol, that jump seems impossible. Yeah, you can actually roll tech off this dumpster. But I don't think you know that. And it's kind of hard to do. So I don't really blame you. But really, I'm going to... Everything... Your first point... Really, the one thing you need to fix is you need to play this angle. And then a lot of the problems you just had with this playing gas would have just solved itself because you would have just played this angle. How you play this angle? You play here. You shoot them in the back. When they start pushing out main, you rotate back. And then you just kite them on the floor. And then you can rotate from the floor. You can come up to the ramp here and shoot them, or you can come up gas, either one. But if you start playing on in tunnel, like I mentioned, a lot of your problems on first defense will be solved. Okay. Shoot the May. Cool. So I don't like this roll forward, by the way. So one bad habit that almost every single Cassidy player I coach has is rolling forward. I don't like you rolling forward. Even that, I understand that you're winning the fight here, but you're like in their spawn, and you could have killed her with just shooting her anyway. So try not to roll forward if you don't have to. I like you re-swinging here. I like you being greedy. You have an Ana to heal you. Okay, you're Ana's. Okay, you kind of die here because you're Ana. I'm gonna be honest. I actually don't mind this. Here we just need to react faster, which is a mechanical mistake. But your Ana also should have healed you. But we can't control our Ana, whatever. So that death I think is like largely okay. I like a Deadeye here. I like a Deadeye. I like a Deadeye. Okay, we just should have Deadeyed. Okay, we missed our window. Your Ana already died. You could have saved your Ana. Okay, so that was that problem. And now you need to die because they're going to have a diva that's going to be able to kill you. Good aim, by the way. Good kill on the Ana. It's good. One thing I will commend you for is not dropping. Dropping here would be bad. But we still need to die. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay, shoot main. We're down Venture, so just keep in mind it's a 4v5. Nice kill on Ana. Fantastic rotation. This is actually... Honestly, this is an insane rotation from you, I'll be honest. Are you stacked with this Rhine? I wonder if you're stacked with the Rhine. Good, but this is crazy. I don't like the Deadeye, though. I don't like the Deadeye. Because now you're going to be immobile. All of these guys already have cover, right? Like, they're already in a place away from you. Like, the Frey is under you. The Mei is under you. They have a diva who's low. And then they have an Ana. Right? I mean, this Ana is probably the person most susceptible to your Deadeye here. But either way, they all have cover. So this Deadeye's not really going to accomplish much. You only kill the Ana because she sucks. You kill the Ana because she sucks, not because you're good. Okay. So that's the thing here. I like this rotation with the Rhine. It's actually a really... You're not okay, but good rotation with the Rhine at the end of the day. But this Deadeye is just bad. It's just bad. You could have done way more with shooting, and you'd be at less risk. So I don't like the Deadeye because you could have got slept there. Could have got triple tabbed by the Freya. Like a lot of things could have happened. You honestly did not. Oh, okay. Okay. If you did not know that this Rhine was going to make this rotation and you just happened to make the rotation with the Rhine, this is really bad. Okay. Never blindly rotate. I thought you did this because you knew your Rhine was going to take this space and then you came up here. And that's why I thought this was an insane play. This is like a GM play. Like this is like you're so close in rotation to your Reinhardt that I feel like you're like in GM. Like this is such a tight rotation, which you don't see very often. Like you see that only in coordinated play. So that's why I thought it was so good. But if you only did this out of habit and you thought that'd be good for you alone, then that's a bad rotation. That was only good because your Rhine was also there. Okay, but your second defense has been fine so far. You missed a Deadeye. And then... I think that was about it. So far. You don't want to play this side of the map. So the problem with playing this side of the map is that... Well, I guess you can play it technically now because they're not pushed up yet. But at this point, especially after your Ana has died, yeah, you don't want to be on the left at all. You don't even want to be here. Because the problem is, if you get pushed out at some point, your rotation out sucks. It's really long. So you have to rotate over the bridge and into the open, or you have to come this top way, and it's even worse. If you want to play somewhere on this left side of the map, if you really want to play the left side of the map, like you think you're going to be able to get a flank mid fight or something, you have to commit to it and play like tunnel or something crazy, or like go for like a really late wrap. But I don't recommend that. Just play on the right side. Typically on defense here, I recommend playing here. I think this is the best location for Cassidy, and I've explained this before. But generally, what you want to do as Cassidy on both attack and defense is you want to split this map in half, and what that really looks like is, if you play in this position, both on attack and defense, you split the map like this, and you control half the map, right? So on attack, for example, you'd push up the staircase, come here, and then you'd look to threaten this flank like this. And on defense, you play here, and then you look to threaten this flank like this and shoot their backline like this. So I really, really recommend playing here. And then if they do dive you, you have this rotation out, and you see them for so long that you're pretty much never going to die. If you die, it's because you got like Widow headshot or Sojourn railed or something, which is just unfortunate, honestly. So that's my recommendation to you. So play here typically. Avoid playing stuff like here, because like you can see precisely why. If they do push up, I mean, they're not right now. Your tank is making space, but if they do push up, your rotations suck. You have to roll over the bridge, which has basically no cover, and you have to walk back this way. Or you have to like commit to this left side, and then you're alone. Okay, you're isolated. So in terms of macro, long story short, play here, and then like right now, you'd be pushing up a little bit with your Rhine, getting ready to anticipate a kite out. Is how I'd be playing this. I think that's optimal. Because also all this stuff is out of your range. Albeit you are relatively safe because you are just so far away. But notice your Ryan and the Nano go through, you had no impact over the outcome of that fight. And there are some fights that are like that, but this is one we could have positioned a little bit better for. Okay. Oh, did not mean to drop. Okay, this is the second best position to play in my opinion. Other than the right side I just told you. This side, this corner is also quite good. Okay, stop taking damage. Okay, cool. Roll off. You need to keep kiting. So really, here's the problem. The reason you take so much damage here is because, like, kind of as I mentioned, this is just like the quote-unquote main angle. Okay, this is the angle that everyone's gonna be looking at. And the reason the right side is good as well is this is an off angle now. Right now, you'd be shooting the Mercy in the back. You'd be shooting the Freya in the back. And these guys wouldn't be able to spam out your Rhine. Is there a way to know where to play, or is it just remembering where to play on each map? So Cassidy is one of the most... I mean, of course, I'm biased. I'm a cast coach. But I think Cassidy is probably the most, or one of the most map-dependent heroes in the game. Just because he has no mobility. Okay, if you're playing Sojourn, what I could tell you right now is take an angle, emphasize range, and then just get ready to slide out. Like, the fundamentals are easier. But because Cassidy is so slow, you have to basically know your rotations ahead of time. And because his range is so short compared to other hit scans, you just kind of have to know what's effective. So, in general, what the framework you should be using is, am I on an angle right now? Right? Well, and if you're here, you're not really on an angle. This is the main angle. Like, if you think of a place to defend on this map, you think about this high ground right here. So this is an angle, sure. But what I can tell you as a coach is that even though this is an angle, this is not the best angle, right? And the reason this is not the best angle is because, as I kind of mentioned, the rotation out is bad for Cassidy. There's not really a good rotation out. But here is it's a good angle. You can shoot the back line, you can push out, and the rotation out if they do push you is really good. So it is still the so to know where to play, it really still comes down to angles, right? Am I taking an angle from the rest of my team that's within my effective range? Like, it is, if we abide by if we abide by Spylo's cart principle, right? Cover angle range timing, that will get you pretty far. Like, because here you would have been able to identify, okay, I can take this. If I play this angle, this has good range for me, and I will have good timing because I can shoot the back line, and I have cover on the left side here, right? This is going to be, okay, do I have cover? Yes. Is this an angle? Yes. Is it good range? I'm going to be kind of close to people. Is the timing good? Oh, it's mediocre, right? I'm in the middle of a fight. But then that's where cart starts to fail, right? Because this position meets every component of cart, but it doesn't... it ignores the fact that this is going to be too close in proximity. So I guess it isn't range issue. But most importantly, your rotation from that position is bad. All the rotations are bad. So second point, figuring out an angle to play is a lot easier on control maps. It's pretty easy to determine what's good. On like Route 66 is a pretty solved map. I'm going to be honest with you. So Cassidy specifically, it's a lot of just like knowing the maps. I'll be honest with you. But anyway, that's a very long-winded answer to say half of it is knowing the maps, half of it is understanding cart. So I don't really know. I don't really know what to tell you otherwise. I hope that answered your question. Because the reason I know that these are the correct angles to play is because I've applied cart in my own games. They put me there, and then those positions have been found to be consistently winning. And that's why I recommend them. Okay, we play main. Perfect. So technically, now that your Ryan is in main and like pushing up, or wait, I don't even. Wait, what? Where's your Ryan? Okay, never mind. So okay, so this is I mean, you're just a little close to the enemies here. I don't really mind you getting aggressive, but this is just too close against a diva, right? If they're playing an Orisa or something that doesn't have verticality, I think playing the single is fine. But because diva could literally just boosters and kill you, I'm not a big fan of you playing that close. The kite is good, and I like this wrap too. This is so this is a good application of cart, right? You're applying the cart principle to make a rotation mid-fight to have good cover angle range timing in the mid-fight on a flank. So you have a good framework of understanding, you know, what you can do mid-fight. I mean, it's unfortunate you get caught by the Mei, but you had a good idea. Right? I don't think that flank was a bad idea. So that was fine. It was just we needed a little bit more awareness to know the Mei was there, and then win the 1v1. So that was a mechanical issue, and then your team won that. But I thought that flank was a good idea, so I don't mind that at all. Typically, what it comes down to is like a lot of the cart framework and a lot of like the positioning frameworks people come up with are best seen in mid-fight scenarios. A lot of times in pre-fight scenarios, there are like set plays that are just better, like the angle I'm recommending, like the second angle I'm recommending. But that's, you'll need a coach for that. You'll need to watch pro players, and you'll need experience to know what's good and what isn't for like a lot of setups in particular. So on attack here on Route 66, I always recommend walking on the floor at the beginning, and then your end goal is to walk through tunnel and go for a flank here like this. And then if this isn't available because you get contested or something, the next best play is just to come in main. Just come main. I'm gonna be honest. Just come main and shoot them, and then try to make a rotation is my play. You can come top, but the reason I don't like opening top is it's really easy to get spammed out, because like if you think of this from a defender's standpoint, this is just a super narrow hallway to punish people through. I see. I had no idea about that cart method. Yeah, and just it's cover, angle, range, timing. I need to make a video on it. I'll add it to my list of videos to make that I'm really behind on, but I think it was developed by Spilo. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah. Okay, it's good that you're playing with your... Okay, yeah. You actually had the play here. So, I wouldn't come up top personally, but the fact that you're here is whatever. Okay. So, you look at this Mercy. Perfect. Just kill the Mercy, bro. You actually... I don't care that you miss shots. Everyone misses shots. Lip misses shots. Everybody. Your favorite hits game player misses shots, okay? Just shoot the Mercy, bro. You have the play. You have the play. Because if you killed that Mercy, you would have won the fight. But I think you panic because you miss shots, and then you come to shoot this Orisa. But it's like, dude, you could have just deadlifted by killing people. Like, is the Orisa overextended? Yeah, okay, she is. But you had an opportunity to kill the backline there. It's good that you're not dropping, by the way. This is fantastic. Your aim is fine, by the way. I don't know what you're talking about. Your aim. You're really bad mechanically is cap. Your mechanics are fine. You're not losing games because of mechanics. Nice shots. Now drop. Now push the Orisa. Yep, here I would recommend rolling forward. So that was fine. Come right side. Okay, so if you're staging right side, the angle you want to play is you want to open here on this angle like this. Bam, 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 bam. And then you want to rotate to this rock like this. Bam, 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 bam. And if they push you again, you want to rotate back to gas like this. Bam, 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 bam. And then you want to play in here with the Mega. That's the rotation sequence. Okay, this is fine. Contest the DPS on high grounds. They're going to start pushing eventually. So, your Rhine is in. We'll keep playing the angle, sure. We can even Deadeye here if you want. So, if you Deadeyed here, what the idea would be is it's not to kill the enemies. It's instead to save your Reinhardt, okay? That would be the Deadeye of choice here. So keep in mind that Deadeye can actually be a defensive ultimate, right? It can save people. So if you Deadeyed here, it'd prevent the enemy team from walking forward on your Rhine, and his shield, notice his shield is about to break, right? It's about to break. So you would save him from getting collapsed on. Yeah, so good Deadeye. This is actually, that's insane. This is a perfect Deadeye. Even though the proximity is close and they have cooldowns or whatever, you save your Reinhardt, you force this Orisa to make a really stupid play. I mean, I don't know if you force her to do that. She probably could have just left, but you basically mind controlled her, let's be real. So, I like this play a lot. I think it's fine. Great Deadeye. Then we get caught, but honestly, whatever. Is there a way to live this? Yeah, here you should have noticed your Rhine backed up, and you should be backing up immediately. Right after your Rhine left, you should have been leaving. So you take probably a little bit too much damage from the Sojourn, because you should be here, shoot, drop right now, because your Rhine is gonna leave, right? So you would be like here right now. You'd probably take in half the damage. I'd say there's a 30, 45, maybe more like a 50% chance you live. But I'm not actually mad at this death. I think the Deadeye was fine. You maybe could have used the Deadeye earlier, but whatever. You had the right idea. Okay, then we come top. Poisson. Okay. Come top. Now we're with our Rhine. Now we're going to try to take space. Okay, we're going to wait for the Sojourn E to go away, and then we're going to take space by going through tunnel. Bam, bam. Rotate. Okay, we're shooting the Sojourn for too long. Honestly, give it up. Just be like, once his E goes down, I'm shooting the Sojourn in my rotation, but now I'm in the tunnel already. I'm in tunnel. Bam, I'm in tunnel. Now I'm 1v1 in this Moira. 1v1 the Moira. Okay, if I die, whatever. But if I kill her, we also win. So, either one. So, that's kind of what they came down to. But then you just end up dying to Sojourn poke. So, at least in my situation, I could have died to the Moira because I'm in a closed space against her. But there's also a chance I kill her. So, that's what that came down to. I need to see that rotation. Okay, now we come top left. Shoot the Moira. Okay, this is fine. Then we just stay up here. Oh, wait, we lose? What happens in 8 seconds? Okay, 2 ultimates to come through. Oh my gosh, don't roll forward, bro. Don't roll forward ever. I don't care. Look, like, they're very, very... 90% of the time you're going to roll forward, it's bad. Okay, just assume it's bad. Like, 90% of the time. Here, don't roll forward, because now you don't have a roll out. So now you can die to the Sojourn. Very real chance you die to the Sojourn without roll, okay? But she's bad, and we're kind of bad because we don't kill her either. And then we couldn't have prevented everything else, to be real. Those ultis weren't preventable. But we could have killed the Sojourn there. Okay. Alright. So far, the only fight you realistically could have deadlifted is the first fight, where you could have killed the Mercy and other backliners, but instead you turned for the Orisa. So that's, so far, the only fight you really could have changed the outcome, in my opinion. Okay, here we needed to find a rotation. Okay, so here, your Rhine is trying to make space right now. You need to fight this Moira. You need to just go in there and fight her. I know it sucks. She's going to throw orb, but what else are we going to do? The only other option you have is play on the floor. I wouldn't be that mad if you did this, but the only other option you have is play on the floor and headshot the Orisa, which is fine. I don't actually mind that much. But if you're going to play on the high ground like this, you need to try to make the tunnel rotation. You need to take this space. Like, it just needs to happen, because there's no other reason to being up here, really. Angle stuck. You back up. Now your Ryan's alone on the angle when he thinks his team is going to help him take space. Your Torb has to be the guy that takes space, not you. Because no one is doing anything, so your Torb is, like, obliged to do something. Right? Why are we not fighting the Moira on the angle? It makes no sense. Yeah, and it's lost. Yeah, it's unfortunate. You just need to do something. Like, standing in main there was not going to do anything. Like, it was either go main and headshot the Orisa 10 times, or fight the Moira. Pick your poison. Either one is valid. I think either one is valid. But because you're already here, I would recommend going to fight the Moira. And you'll die sometimes, but you also win sometimes. But I promise, when you die in the game, you don't die in real life. So just choose one. But largely, I think on this last fight, you definitely could have changed the outcome on attack in the first fight. I think we're first year of the two. I don't know if I have any concrete recommendations for you. It's a lot of, like, you're just kind of playing bad angles for Cassidy in particular. So like I would play this angle on attack, and then that would solve a lot of your first, or sorry, on defense. That would have solved a lot of your first defense problems. And then it was a lot of like hodgepodge mistakes. So I can't give you a recap. If I had to give you one thing to in particular work on, is pretty much never roll forward. That's one piece of advice I give to literally everybody. And then just sometimes you just have to make a rotation. Okay. So like what you should be thinking at pretty much any point is it's like, what is my next rotation? Any place you're at, think, what is my next rotation? So for example, when you're playing this angle, what is my next rotation? It's here. What is my next rotation? It's here. What is my next rotation from this angle? On attack, it's here. Okay, so do I need to fight people there? Yeah, sometimes I'll need to fight people, and that's just Overwatch. Okay, so that's what I would have been thinking. Right, another thing, you did apply it here, you played here, and then you're like, what is my next rotation? And you rotated here. What is my next rotation? And then you rotated here. Right, so you've done it a few times, but there's some positions where it's obvious to me that you just kind of get paralyzed, like here in particular. Like your attack, you struggled a lot more than your defense. Like I would have also liked to see you could have also pushed through tunnel, which is another player I frequently recommended, and you could have got a flank on the enemy back on as well. Right, so you have all these options available to you. Sorry if this might sound dumb, but what exactly is a rotation? That's not a dumb question. If you don't know, you don't know. Okay, I'd rather you look dumb for a second than be dumb forever. Okay, so here's how this works. So how you should think about rotations are movements during a team fight. Okay, so let's kind of play this out. Okay, so this is your attack. So as you can see here, you're on this top high ground. You're in this high ground. The fight hasn't started yet. We're just kind of poking. This is what I would call the setup phase of the fight. Okay, people are still setting up for the fight. So the enemy team is kind of waiting for something to happen. So they're set up on this high ground, on main, and on top. So they have completed their setup, basically. Okay, and then as our team regroups, which we will do momentarily, as attackers, we are doing our setup. That's how you should think about this. And then basically right about, hold on, actually we missed it. Right about, now we're in the kind of a poke phase. No one is actually engaging on anything actively right now. Right about now, when this venture pops out, this is really when the fight is starting. Okay. So what's happening is as stuff is happening, there's an ebb and flow of the fight due to the nature of cooldowns in Overwatch. Okay. So what'll end up happening is your tank will push in, or the enemy tank will push you guys, or something like that. And as a result, because you guys aren't just brick walls, you're actually human beings that have hands, you're going to kite out accordingly, as in you're going to give up space to avoid dying. Okay, so this is the concept of kiting. It's giving up space to avoid dying. And it would be like your Reinhardt right now. Like let's watch your Rein. I think your Reinhardt actually just walked forward. Let's see. Yeah, your Rein does the exact opposite. Let me see if I can see a good example. Okay, let's look at this enemy Sojourn. Look at the Sojourn here, for example. Sojourn is fighting the Venture. She loses the fight, so she leaves and gives up space. This is kiting. Okay, she's trying to kite and live. Okay, so kiting is inherently a rotation. You're rotating somewhere else. So here, for example, let's say you're on this high ground like you were at the beginning of the fight. You need to make a rotation because you're in a location where your range, you can't actually do anything effective with your range. You need to do a rotation, aka change position, by pushing through this way or dropping and coming this way, or actually like literally doing anything to take space in an effort to contribute to the fight. But because you're not rotating at all, you're just standing there. You don't gain or lose any space, but it's disadvantageous to you, so you lose the duel against the Moira and you die. Right? So that's why not rotating is bad sometimes. It's always situational. But anyway, I explained all that to kind of point out that rotating is a highly contextual action in Overwatch, but how you should think about it, and because you don't even really understand the concept, here's what I want you to think about, is anytime you take a position, think about what is my next step aggressively and what is my next step defensively. Okay, so if they start pushing me from this angle, let's say I'm Barbosa right now, if I start taking a bunch of damage or they start pushing me aggressively, what is my next step? Okay, so in that case, it might be to drop off the high ground. Cool. Okay, if no one pushes me and Sorry, I hit the hiccup. If I want to get aggressive, what is my next step? My next step in this case might be to take tunnel because it's a relatively good fight for me, even though I have to 1v1 the Moira, and it puts me on an off angle. The downside being I'm isolated, but I'm willing to take the bet. Okay, and bets are good to take in Overwatch as long as it's advantageous. I would not, if you died to the Moira, I would not be mad about it. Okay, it would just be probably a mechanical issue, not a bad play. In my opinion, it's a good play. So that's, I hope that explains it. So your homework, Babosa, is I want you to consciously think about. So just to recap, your homework is that I want you to consciously think about what is a aggressive rotation I can make right now or in the near future, and what is a defensive rotation I can make right now or in the future. Okay, and that'll help you with your strategic planning in the middle of fights. Because one thing you mentioned earlier is that you said maybe I did that rotation subconsciously. That it might just be that you're playing Overwatch inherently on autopilot, right? You're not even thinking about it. You're just kind of doing things because you've done them before. But I want you to think about it. Like a lot of your rotations should be intentional. Okay, that helps. Yeah, glad I could help, man. But that's really it. I don't really think you have any other like large foundational issues. I think your aim is fine. I think if you want to get better at Cassidy, like you just want to be a Cass main, just watch my videos. I impart a lot of map specific knowledge. And that's something I've just studied lots of pro play. I've studied hours, countless hours, like almost hundreds of hours on pro play and high level cast play, and also just play the hero a lot. So that'll give you a good place to look for map specific advice, like how to play certain maps. A good way to find specific maps is you just go to my YouTube channel and you search Once Told Tale and then a given map. It should pop up a review. So I've done almost most maps. There's some I haven't done yet, like Paraiso, but you should be able to find it relatively easy. But okay, Babosa, thank you for the code, man. If you ever have any more questions, just let me know. I'm always available and happy to help. Okay, so we're gonna take a look at the not YouTube. We're gonna take at what am I talking about? We're gonna take a look at a code on Eichenwalde from Bob the Asian, and he said this is a mid-diamond PC match where I'm diamond 3, and then he lists a bunch of timestamps. With like certain things. So what I'm gonna do is it's gonna be kind of hard to do all this because he has a lot. But so I'm just gonna review this normally, and then if something comes up in specific, I'll drop a comment on it. But I'll spare you guys from having to read it. Okay, so Bob the Asian, if you haven't already, I highly recommend you watch my other Eichenwalde VOD reviews to get a good idea on the positioning I recommend. So I don't ever recommend opening on high ground. I think it's bad. I think playing on high ground at the beginning is bad. I think there's a lot more that can go wrong, that can go right. They can play, I mean, they're Orisa, so I guess it's like okay. But if they're playing a diva, you can die here, Hazard, Doomfist. It's really easy to get punished on the high ground in my opinion. I'd rather you just be playing further back. There's not a lot to gain from here, to be honest with you. It's really close range. You can force 1v1s that aren't advantageous. There's just a lot of problems in my opinion. So I don't recommend playing up top. But given that you're already up here, poke the Orisa, sure. The preemptive roll, but I don't really mind it that much. We retake the angle, which I can understand, right? The enemy team is going to be pushing up. You can punish them as you try to hit someone in the backline, right? In this case, the Cass and the Mercy. So I don't mind the re-swing. Do I like the angle? Not really. I'm not a big fan of the angle. But sure. Okay. Now we still play on the high ground. So now that we concretely know that they're playing a brawl comp plus Genji, I'm not totally against playing the high ground, to be clear. Okay. Given that they don't have a lot of verticality, playing the high ground can be good. Okay. Okay, here's the first timestamp he says. He says 139, I rolled forward on accident. Oh, that's in 7 seconds. So here. So now they're monkey. You should hear their monkey. We should never be playing high ground against monkey. Because if we get Dover fried, okay? So that's the thing. That's why I don't really like this position. Yeah, exactly. This is it. If they're playing a team without verticality, by all means, play on the high ground. Just know it's risky, okay? Because another problem with playing on the high ground is the rotation out isn't very good. And this is a big problem as Cassidy. you have to think about your rotations outs when you take angles. So if I'm on this high ground as Cassidy and I get dove, the only rotation I have is this roll backwards and into the mini room where I'm totally isolated and it's hard to do anything, or falling into main, and they both suck, which is a big part of why I think high ground is trash. So you have to play with a lot of caution here. Is this roll forward bad? Yeah, but you should have, your big issue is you should have identified that they swapped the monkey and then given up the high ground and played in main. So, and then nice 2-tap, by the way, but really what you needed to do here is once they were on monkey, you needed to be playing this angle. It's just kind of what it came down to. So that's a matchup issue. You didn't read the matchup correctly. And then you said, this part didn't feel too good, still knowing I could have gotten 2-tap by the cast. Yeah, you could have gotten 2-tap, but it's more importantly, you didn't realize that they're playing dive now, so you need to respect this. So coming back up here against the monkey doesn't make any sense to me, and I think it's just straight up bad. Yeah, you should just be playing in main now. Because the problem as well, against a dive comp, Cass is almost always the dive target because you're just so immobile. I don't like the Deadeye. They're already kited. What space are you denying here? You're in their spawn, so this Deadeye is just bad, right? I mean, I don't really know how to rationalize that more than this. Like, this kill, you kill the Mercy in Valk not because you're good, because she sucks, okay? Like, that's not, I don't think this is a good Deadeye at all. You gain, like, what, 5 seconds from that? In a that Valk is inconsistent. Like, you're not going to get that value. On average, I think that Deadeye's bad. Nice full hold, by the way. You're doing a good job with the ebb and flow with your tank. So this is, I like your macro, generally. 314 is the next timestamp. Okay. Good mechanics, by the way. So it's not, problems you're running into are probably not mechanically related. Shoot the Genji as he comes up. Once again, I would not be on this high ground, but I don't want to beat that into beat a dead horse here. Shoot the monkey. Okay. Whatever. Okay, we're starting to get to our next timestamp. You say 314. I rolled backwards anticipating a blade. Okay, wait, what? So he's not gonna blade because your team is dead, or the monkey just died. Oh, I guess he does blade. Okay, well, this Genji does that bad blade in my opinion. I guess he's in. Is he in? Yeah, he is in. And people are low, so maybe it's not a bad blade. Never mind. As you can tell, I'm not a Genji player. I rolled backwards anticipating a blade, but it seems I rolled too early. If I rolled when Genji dashed, would this have prevented my death? No, your death is bad. Okay, you die here because this position sucks. It's nothing to do with blade. I'm gonna be honest. It is actually nothing to do with blade. No, you still would have died to Genji. To answer your question directly, even if you rolled the dash, you still would have died. Your problem is you shouldn't be in this room. Like that's what it comes down to. Against dive, so you live this monkey dive and the monkey dies because he sucks. It's not because you're good. Okay. This monkey is garbage. So here's the problem. Yeah, he shouldn't be taking this much damage. He shouldn't have jumped in so early. Like, it doesn't make any sense. You need to be playing here. You need to be playing here right now. So then, bam, 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 shoot the Genji. Oh, Genji dashed in. I'm going to hit the rotation, shoot the Genji, mark him here. Flash him here. Bam, I kill him in the draw animation. That's how this chain of events would have occurred. Okay. But because we're playing in this room, there's nothing we can do. And then you die. This position sucks. That's all this came down to. So you just don't identify the matchup, and then you're not in the correct position. Okay, and then 402 is the next timestamp. Okay. Okay, we reset. Cool, I like the reset. Don't mind you poking here. Okay, I would not rotate back to the right side. You had a window here to be able to rotate left, right? So right when you poked here, I would have shot them twice and then continued the rotation to the left side to try to open up more angles for my team. I wouldn't recommend playing here. I typically recommend this position, but because you're playing against a Genji and a monkey, I would not take this position against those dive heroes in particular. So I'd be coming to stage high ground and playing something more like this. This is also, it's okay because you're with your team, but I think you're not set up for a great mid fight in that position. I'd rather you be looking to do something on the high ground. So that would be my critique. Yeah, I would not have dead-eyed here. So you say, I high known knowing trying to finish off pre-primal Winston, but I didn't realize that I could have died from his primal knocking me off the map. Should I not have dropped in noon and instead noon the cart to zone away his team? So typically you went to Deadeye. Yeah, so this, okay, yeah, you shouldn't have dropped for sure. Because the problem is, even if you kill them, now you're in the open and it sucks. So we don't really want that situation. So first of all, the main issue here is that you didn't rotate top. And then the second issue here is that even if you did want to Deadeye him, what you should be doing is you should have come right side here. So you have a better angle, not point blank. And that also, if you're over here, you can't get pooped away. But typically you want to Deadeye after he pops primal. Like he's in the animation, he's popping it, or you know for sure he's going to pop it. But this is more of an issue of like you just weren't positioned accordingly for the fight. I'm going to be honest with you. Like you should have been on the high ground ready to Deadeye type of situation. Not really like over here. Or not like drop on top of him. Like this is especially bad. If you really wanted to do a Deadeye in this situation, you needed to come right side first and then drop. So that's my take on that. It's better. I'd rather you Deadeye in this drop than just shoot him, to be honest. Because at least you have damage resistance and you're an active threat in this entire juggle situation. But I mean, either way, I just don't think dropping like that's good. 422 is the next one. Also, it's good you're VOD reviewing yourself, by the way. These are great jobs. I just think so far from what I'm noticing about your notes for your VOD review is you're thinking a little bit too much about the results of things and not enough about like the macro, like should I even be here in the first place type of situation. Like, because at the end of the day, I talk about this a lot in my VOD reviews, especially for higher level players, but how you really get better at Overwatch is, let me find like a blank surface here. How you really get better at Overwatch is not thinking, you want to think at like, what's the root cause of everything is what you want to think about, right? Because at the end of the day, Overwatch and basically everything in life works like this. I've explained this a few times, but it works like this, right? You have decision A, which can lead to decision B and decision C, okay? And then there's another one, there's another diverging set of paths like this, where it's now decisions D. Okay, well, let me actually do this slightly differently. There's decision D, E, F, and G. Okay. And then so on and so forth. You can kind of see where I'm going. It's a fractal. So I don't want you to think about what I want you to, whenever you do your VOD reviews, I don't want you to think about, well, let me see, HIJK or LMNO, I guess. I don't want you to think about, oh, is N correct or is O better? That's not what I want you to think about first. Let me actually do it in a different color. I don't want you to think about is N correct or is O correct first. I want you to think about, should I even be doing G in the first place? And then I want you to think about, after you have this evaluated, also consider, should I even be doing C in the first place? Okay. And then once you have C, once you're like, yeah, I should be doing C for sure, then think about, should I be doing F or G? And then if you're like, I should be doing G, okay, that's what I did in game. Now I can worry about N or O. Okay, that's how you should be approaching like VOD reviews in general. Because at the end of the day, what'll end up happening is the better you get, like your A will now become, your level of understanding now starts here. So you can intuitively get to B and C without even having to think about it. And then the better you get to this level intuitively and not have to think about it. And then you can get to this level and do this intuitively without having to think about it. That's how you get better at Overwatch and how you build good foundations, right? So that's how you should be VOD reviewing yourself. Think first about, should I even be here in the first place? And then think about, okay, is this the best play given where I'm at? And then did I execute mechanically? Did I use the right cooldowns? Whatever, yada, 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 whatever. Okay, so that's how I would think about that. Okay. Okay, wait, what was this? I died here because I was trying to push an off angle to finish any stragglers, but it seems I shouldn't have peeked wide. Should I have instead pushed main? Let's see. So we come left side here. You just take a 1v1. Just don't take the 1v1. Yeah, here. You just swing wide. Just don't swing wide. That's it. This is a micro error. So here in the, like, let's look at it from It's Wojo's perspective. Look at this. Taking the 1v1 can be fine, but look at your movement. You walk forward against It's Wojo. Then you walk forward even more to grab the mini, which I can kind of understand. but you're just like, you're not in cover at any point in this. You just straight ego the duel. So that's micro. I think taking the fight is fine, but your micro in that fight is bad. So that's a don't W key situation. Just at that point, as you're winning the fight, it's more of just denying the angle than anything. And if you hit a headshot, then you can push. Okay, 446. Okay, we don't have another code. We don't have another thing till 6:30. Nice flash. Okay, I like flashes on Genjis all the time. I think people overthink Genji flash. Just throw it, bro. I'll be real. Just throw it. It's not a big deal. Shoot the Genji. Okay, whatever. Probably could have done that a little bit better, but whatever. I'm not worried about it. Nice shots on Ryan. Don't drop. Okay, perfect. I know he's low, but dropping here could mean bad things. And I'd rather him just get out with 1 HP than you die, to be honest. And he ends up dying anyway because he pins in like a moron. Which is a little bit results oriented, but I promise you dropping there is also bad. So I'm glad you don't drop. I would not drop here either, I'm gonna be honest. You know what? No, I wouldn't drop either. Because the problem with this is once you're this pushed up, your rotation out is bad, right? Once again, this is kind of what Cassidy comes down to. Rotating is really hard on Cass because you're just so slow. You're not Sojourn. If you were Sojourn, I wouldn't mind you playing this angle. Do you rotate height here? Also good to see you, Jason. They're no longer on monkey, so yeah, I think playing height is good. You can play height and be fine. Or you can play here and be fine as well. They're playing Genji, so you just need to anticipate the Genji dive. But yeah, I think either one is better. Because you just want to be set up for the next fight. Because here, you're not gonna, as they push up, you're not going to be able to set up. You're not going to have time to set up. You're just going to have to react to whatever they're doing. Right. Right, so like they're able to walk in. This whole time that you're making this rotation, you should have been shooting them. So let's say we played here. I'm not saying this is optimal, but let's say we did play here. Bam, 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 bam. Shoot the Sojourn, maybe shoot the Moira. Maybe you kill out Moira if you played here. Yeah, but you would have been shooting their whole back line. But we missed like a lot of this because we're setting up mid-fight. So you're just late. You're just late. And it didn't actually end up mattering this fight, but this stuff adds up. So you just need to not drop earlier. And then if, let's say your tank died or something, now you're stuck on this side of the map, and then your rotation out sucks. And then you would have lost, because there's nothing you can do this fight. So yeah, it was either, Jason's right, you should have either come here, or you should have come here, or even played this door, I would have been fine with that. But you should have been set up instead of dropping. Okay. Genji is in dungeon. You can hear him. Play on this high ground. Okay, cool. Now we're set up for this next fight because we're already on the high ground. This is cool. I don't like you opening the fight with the Deadeye, I'm gonna be honest. I think the Deadeye is fine, but did you track Honestleap? No, I mean, obviously not, right? For me, I'm setting up for Deadeye. Yeah, I think you can set up for Deadeye here, but I would be listening for Sleep. Because, I mean, let's be real, you should be getting slept here. This is a little bit insane that you don't. What does she even do? Yeah, she just barely misses, but you should be getting slept here. It's not terrible. It's not the end of the world. I mean, it's because it's a good Deadeye position anyway. But I'm not a big fan of opening an jeez. I'm not a big fan of you opening the fight off rip with Deadeye without having tracked Sleep Dart, or at least made a conscious effort of dodging Sleep Dart. Like, you don't even play around it, right? Like, how you would have played around it in this situation is you would have been, like, 1 foot backwards. You would have been, like, here-ish. I mean, I can't really demonstrate it, but you would have been playing at least some level of cover, or, like, playing against this wall, getting ready to trying to dodge it with the wall. But you don't even play around it at all. You just greet it. And I think that Deadeye is, like, 50-50, because given that the high ground is good, but I think it's a little lazy to not track. And I don't like opening the fight with it either. And dropping is definitely bad here. It's definitely bad. I know the Rhine's low or whatever, but the high ground, now you're just subject to death. That's the problem. Now all your rotations suck. You're just pretty much bound to die to something. Yeah, I mean, you don't live because you're good. You live because these guys are bad. I'm gonna be honest. Everything you're doing right now, you could accomplish on the high ground, basically. Your venture's the GOAT. Your venture does actually everything on this fight. Okay. So right now you should be on high ground. Without having, you shouldn't have dropped earlier. Don't roll forward. Don't roll forward. It's bad. Rolling forward is pretty much always bad. 632. Ryan chatters and he was low. Was this a mistake to drop and try to kill him? Also, I died from Nano Blade, but I don't know if I rolled too early. Okay, wait, hold on. Yeah, rolling forward is almost always bad, guys. Like, it comes up in, like, every single VOD I play. Like, if you don't believe me, okay, go watch all the VODs. And you'll see, like, almost every single game, one of my players loses a fight because they rolled forward. Okay, it's like every game, one fight at least because they rolled forward. And the amount of fights that's a player has won because they rolled forward is like 1 in every 5, 6, 7 VODs. Very rare, very rare. And because it's at the end of the fight where it doesn't even matter. Like, it doesn't even matter. Yeah, this roll is for sure bad. It's for sure bad. Is there a universe where you kill him? Probably. Probably. But I'd say it's like 20... I'd say it's like 30-70 in, or 30 in your favor. I would not play the odds here. But the problem is, yeah, you roll off and now you're subsequently in a bad position. I mean, keep in mind where we should be right now is on the high ground. Like, we should be right here right now. So, but given that you're already in a suboptimal position, you shouldn't have rolled forward. Because now you have to rotate back, and this whole time you could have just been shooting Ana or whatever. Or be shooting Ryan more safely in a position with more options, right? You would have been shooting the Ryan from this position or here, and then if you do get contested or whatever, you can just back up and it's really easy for you. But now whenever you're in main like this, you don't have any options as Cassidy, right? So that was your issue. So now you waste like half a second, 2 seconds, or half a second to 1 second making rotation you don't have to. Yeah, so you died as Genji, not... It's because your positioning, your initial positioning is bad. More than anything. That roll is fine. Rolling to get away from... This roll is more of like a... Like, I'm rolling away to hopefully not become the dive target kind of roll. Yeah. Like, it's not... This is not a I need to damage mitigate a nano Genji. This is a I need to not be the dive target situation. But yeah. So you need to be high ground. Because here's how this would have unraveled anyway. Even if they did nano blade. Look. Let's say that you were on high ground and you got nano bladed here. And you died. At least you're like way away from your team. Right? That's the thing. Like this venture wouldn't have gotten hit twice. Yeah, and maybe your venture probably would have lived. I don't know if the Genji would have died, but your venture probably would have lived. So that's what I would say about that. Yeah, and because we don't see like the variation of this where you play the top, I don't really know like what the chain of events would have been. Okay. So okay, this is where he says right here. He says, "I feel like this is the biggest blunder I've done so far in the game because I think I should have pushed in with my Sigma on the right instead of pushing on left where I just die." Okay, let's see. Your Sigma's on the right side. He's currently getting contested on the angle. You wait on the left side here. No, this is fine. You just get unlucky. I'll be real. I think this is just unlucky. Let's see from her perspective. Yeah, it's just unlucky. I mean, the only other thing you could have done is roll to the angle. Like this is like a rare situation where rolling forward actually makes sense because you have to take the angle with this roll. Like this isn't a roll forward to kill somebody. This is a roll forward to take a position. But you dying here is results based. Once again, this kind of comes down to how you should VOD review yourself. Don't base yourself off. Don't VOD review. Jeez, bro. Don't VOD review yourself based on results. VOD review yourself based on principle. Okay. In principle, is it good to take the left side here? Yes or no? Yes, because I'm opening up an angle. Why would it be bad? Okay, it'd be bad because it's kind of out of my range as Cassidy. Okay, that could be it. It could also be bad because my venture is already there. Okay, I guess you could say that. Should I be going right side? If I went right side, I would have been with Kitsune Rush. Yeah, that would have been good. I also would have been with the Sigma who's making space. Yeah, that would have been good too. Yeah, I mean, this right side push with the Sigma also would have been pretty good too. But is the principle of coming left here inherently bad? No, I don't think so. I think you getting one tap by the Sojourn is results oriented. I think there's merit to coming left. I don't think there's an obvious answer here. I think if you wanted to be like ultra high level, like be objectively correct in this situation, coming right is probably better. I'm gonna be honest. Because you guys have rush and you want to play with your Kiri. But at the end of the day, you don't even know. For all we know, she could TP to the left side with the Venture and pop rush for whatever reason. Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how people play Kiri. Would timing with the tank be better here? His timing is not bad. His timing is fine. Yeah, his timing is like almost perfect, actually. It's not a timing issue. Like, as our tank is pushing up and this rush came out, he's rotating left. So really, he should be fine. But I wouldn't worry. This death is not a death I would worry about. I'm gonna be real. Like, because you can argue for either side, and those aren't really, until you're GM, stuff like this doesn't really matter that much. There's like typically other things you can improve. When the answer isn't obvious, don't worry about it. And the answer to me here is not obvious. Okay. 750, he mentioned, knowing the enemy team is pushing in, I position on the top and get 2 picks however I die. Okay. So the only thing to mention here is this in Cassidy's effective range? No, it's not in Cassidy's effective range. Okay, so the only thing you have to keep in mind is when you're playing an angle that's outside of your effective range, you need to take the least amount of damage possible. That is your goal. Your objective is to basically not die and demand no resources. Okay, so that's the only thing I'll say. You 4-tap that Sojourn, you're the GOAT. I like the flash. Also nice perk selection, by the way. I never mentioned that, but it's good. Yeah, this is fine. This is all fine. That doesn't matter. I mean, it matters, right? I mean, ideally we don't die. But here, we take a good duel. I mean, it's not really a good duel, to be honest with you. We just kind of get fortunate that we hit a bunch of shots. Like, on paper, objectively, we probably should not be winning that on average. Okay. It's just kind of unfortunate for us. That she doesn't get help and then she misses a bunch of shots. This Reaper duel, I think the micro is fine. I like the flash off rip. We hit the shots. Yeah, this is a death I wouldn't even worry about. Could you have probably rotated more toward your spawn to live? Yeah, probably, but whatever. Not a big deal. Don't like the Deadeye because your cone is, or sorry, your like field of vision is not very large, right? There's obviously a corner here that they can just cut behind really easily. If you're gonna do this, I would have preferred you to do it on the high grounds. So Deadeye is typically an ulti you want to use second, or to save somebody, or there's a couple other situations. But if you wanted to Deadeye to make space, I would have liked you to do it from this angle or from this angle. Or if you were going to Deadeye at all, you want to Deadeye them as they're committing to a push, right? But they didn't commit to a push here, so this Deadeye's not good. Wait, what? Okay. Okay, you don't kill that Sojourn because you're good. You kill the Sojourn because she's bad. Okay, just for the record. That play she made made no sense at all. I don't know why she did that. Why would you re-swing into the Deadeye? But here, yeah, you're playing out of your effective range is kind of what this comes down to. So this is like why being results oriented is not that great, right? Like as we mentioned here, you kill 2? Yeah, you kill 2. But should you have won that Sojourn duel? Probably not. Like, should you have killed this Reaper? I think you probably should have killed the Reaper. So I think this probably worked out in your favor. And then you do the same play again, and then you die, like, off rip. You don't even get to do anything. Whoops. This Deadeye, and then right here. Here. So the first issue is you rolled forward to the angle, which I'm not a big fan of. The timing didn't really matter that much in this situation. But you get slept from this far away, you get Reaper TP'd on, and then you're just kind of fried. Okay. So, yeah. So the thing is, like, whenever you take an angle that's out of your effective range, as I mentioned, you just don't want to demand resources. So you should be anticipating things like sleep, anticipating Sojourn Rail, anticipating spam, and just being ready to dodge it. You're going to be playing adverse, right? Should you be here in the first place? Probably not. I think you're probably better off in main. This is more of like an Ashe, Sojourn, Soldier, Torbjorn, Hanzo type of angle, not a Cassidy angle. This is more of a Cassidy angle when the team is already pushed up. Right, when the team is already pushed up like they are here, this is no longer like a ranged angle. This is now a flank. Okay, So then that's when you would be shooting them in the back from this position. So that's kind of what that would look like. That was 902. And then you said, yeah, I reposition on the same place and Reaper comes in again. This time should have rolled forwards and not try to fight the Reaper. No, in this situation, you should have anticipated spam like on a sleep and not get slept. If you were going to play this position. Once again, do I think this is optimal? No. Right, but if you're going to play a position like this, you need to understand that you're playing out of your range and now you need to avoid anticipate things. Yeah, with Reaper TPs, you should also get out for sure. Yeah, for sure. Also, and this is a little bit of a unique situation. Rolling forward is actually the correct play here because you would be with your team. I know you're kind of in the open, but at least you're with your team and they can help peel you out. If you roll backwards, there's no chance of peel. Other than a Kiri TP, and we don't bet on Kiri TPs. So rolling forward would have actually been, if you wanted to live here, rolling forward would have been the correct play. But the issue is more macro is than it is that actual matchup. I only really care about how you play the matchup if you made the correct play to begin with. Yeah, I don't like that roll. I mean, but whatever. Coming out left door there is fine. Okay, here there's a solved rollout on Eichenwalde and you don't do it. The solved rollout that literally will win you games as it just did on the last map I just reviewed is you're going to come out the top right door. You're not going to roll. You're just going to walk and then you're going to come up these stairs. You're going to check the room. Oh my gosh, guys, would you look at this? Would you look at who we would be clearing by doing this rollout that I'm telling you guys about? You would clear the room and you would actually clear this Reaper out and win this game because you clear the Reaper. But you're going to come up the stairs. If there's no one here, if there is someone here, you're going to fight them. Okay. Because if you fight them and even if you lose, that's fine because your team is going to be coming up main and they can kill them on the way out. So it ends up working out anyway. So, but if there's no one here, you come up the staircase and then you poke someone off on the high ground. If no one's on the high ground, you drop and then you come for this rotation here and you shoot the tank from the side and then you can watch my other VODs to figure out what to do from there because it kind of just depends. But you should never be coming main. Why should we never be coming main? Because we can never clear the people on the right side. So look how our Moira is taking a 1v1 and guys, look at this. Oh, okay. Our Moira almost died, but if the Moira died, that would have been our fault. That would have been our fault because we had a better rotation available. But anyway, there's nothing you can do from the left side. You can't push up from the left side without your tank doing something. Okay, so your tank is going to have to walk forward and whatever. There's no world where you're going to walk through choke here and roll to the left. That's just not going to happen. Let's be real, guys. This is Overwatch 2. This is 2025. You're not going to be able to make that rotation. Okay, but you can make a rotation from the right side where you can come grab the mini, you can shoot these guys from the side, and then you have this stairs rotation up top, which is actually a lot more reasonable to make than you might think. So, yeah, there's not a lot of playmaking going to be happening from here. And then on attack, he said, I feel like I did better mechanically on attack, however, we still couldn't get to the second point. The capture of the point felt iffy. At some point, I died to the Ana on the walking bridge because my internet was unstable. Okay, I don't really care about that. If I didn't die, would this have technically allowed us to capture second? Whatever. Okay, if your internet lags out, get better internet. There's not really a lot I can say about that. Yeah, but notice, guys, there's no playmaking available on where we're at right now. Zero playmaking possible. It's farm tank simulator, which is fine. I mean, you're going to get some value, but you're not going to make plays to win the game. You're just going to do damage. And if you're just going to do that, play Sojourn. Because the thing is, Sojourn can do what you're doing right now, but she's better because she can kill people with rail. She has burst potential. Okay. We're in main. Farming headshots, you got good aim, so great job. Taking space and then roll out, good. I probably shouldn't have taken space there, to be honest, but honestly, I like the mindset. I like this Deadeye because you're taking space into the Zarya, forces her to use a bubble early. Great job. Is it ideal? Probably not, but is it good enough? Yeah, it's good enough. I want to wrap wide here. Perfect. Kill the Sojourn. Perfect. I would have kept going wide, to be honest, but turning around is probably fine. Shoot the Zarya. Yeah, I would have killed Zarya here. Why are we shooting this guy? Just ignore it. Dang. Okay, don't flick as well. I don't know why you're flicking this much. Look at this. These flicks are crazy. Yeah. I think because you have this flicking mechanical behavior, you just kind of get lost this fight. Like, I really don't know why you turn to shoot the Reaper, who's nano boosted and has lifesteal as a passive, when you could have just killed Zarya. So I don't really know why you do that. But I think your rotations are fine generally. I wouldn't have an issue with that. Okay, please go right. Oh, okay, we just walk in main. Now we go right. Nice kills. Look, we did that from the right side of the map, which you could have been doing basically the whole time if you just rolled out coast and then came this way. I promise you, you're going to have way more consistent results on Eichenwalde with that rollout. Good kill. Nice shots. Whatever. Reaper matchups are tough because Wraith is basically an instant cooldown. So I don't have an answer for you. It's like you could. I've seen pros flash instantly. I've seen pros discipline flash. I've seen it's kind of just mind games. There's not really an answer, and I don't have an answer for you. I would have done exactly the same thing you did. Shot, flash, and then I don't have roll here, unfortunately, so I probably would have died as well. Is there like a... Why do we not have roll, actually? Okay, we 2-tap the Ana. Yeah, you roll forward. Don't roll forward. It's bad. It's like almost always bad. This is not taking space either. If you rolled to the right... Look. If you rolled to the right and you continued to walk to the right side, I wouldn't have been mad at you. But why are we rolling to the right side and then not doing anything with the space we just took with that? It doesn't make any sense. That's not how you use roll. Roll is a defensive cooldown, okay? Use it defensively or to take for a rotation. That was not for a rotation. And then because you rotate back, you inadvertently walk into this guy. If you rolled up the stairs, you could have been here probably about now, and this Moira might have died, the Social might have died, who knows? But the Reaper matchup, I don't have any concrete advice for you. It can go either way. There's a lot. Wait, this isn't you. Sorry. There's a lot of different paths for that to go down. Okay, but a lot of your issue is you're just not playing this first choke correctly. You need to just be playing the right side. Just play the right side. It's way better. Good Deadeye. Really good Deadeye, actually. It's the best Deadeye you've had so far. Whatever. Not a lot you can do here. Okay, once again, we're just not rolling out the correct way. You're not going to be able to do anything from here. You have to take poke to make any kind of rotation, right? It just sucks. So honestly, whatever you said about second point probably could be remedied by just winning 2 fights earlier on first. If you just went right side. Off rip, went coast side. Nice headshots. You have really good crosshair placement. I like the rotation that you made. This is a roll forward that makes more sense. Why? Why does this roll make more sense? Did you hear the Ana on the left angle here? You know that if you roll forward, you'll be point blank against her, so you can flash the floor, fan the hammer, and she's fried, okay? So, I like this angle. I like the risk reward is here. Because if you can kill this Ana when they're already down this many, the fight is for sure won. So yeah, it's 5v3. I'm not opposed to this. Okay, in this situation, right? Because if the Ana was here and you rolled forward, I would say you're trolling. Okay, but the Ana's not here. The Ana's around this corner. You also could have, if you had a lot more heads up, just walk left and headshot her. But whatever. But yeah, I'm not super against this rolling forward. But if you want to get better, honestly, a good way to get better is just to never roll forward ever. To be honest. You'll get a lot more value. Okay, this is all fine. I like that you shoot and don't fan the hammer. That's good discipline. Okay, this is all great. Nice kill, Reaper. Okay. So, on second point, we come out the right door. Cassidy on this fight in particular is really bad. He's really bad. There's not a lot of great ways to close the distance. One thing you could have done is you missed your window. But here, right now, you can get really aggressive. Sometimes you'll die doing this. But you can get really aggressive and take the stairs angle. And come here. And then you might have had to fight the Zarya and maybe you would have died or whatever. But there are some worlds where you never get contested here. Or sometimes you do, whatever. But you're able to get a kill or two. And it's worth it. Or you can, if you also know the roll tech, you can also roll tech off this wall and end up here. But I don't really expect people to know that, so it's not a big deal. So you have that rotation, and then the only other rotation you have is like earlier before everyone's staged on the enemy team is you can come through here and then rotate through stairs and try to get here as early as possible. We just saw that in our last VOD. But those are kind of your best plays. You kind of need to make those rotations like right when you cap though, because now it's gonna be a lot more difficult. I mean, now you find a good window. Now oh dude, you actually had it. Just keep rotating, bro. Just keep rotating. Yeah, but you go back. You miss your window to rotate here. I mean, you actually still have the window because no one's taking space anymore. Yeah, like I don't know why you're on cart. Like once you were here, you should have come all the way over here, and then 1v1 the Ana. That would have been the play for sure. But now you're just like on the floor. And there's no reason for you to be on the floor when your entire team is on the floor. I mean, I guess that's fine because you know for sure you're not going to die, but I know for sure you're not going to make a play. So, yeah, we kill a Zarya, but now where are we? We have 0 space, so it doesn't even matter. Okay, and that guy dies because he's bad. Like a lot of things are happening because people are bad, not because not because you're making the right play. Like that Reaper should not have died. That's a good kill. Yeah, but I mean, it is good that you're capitalizing on these guys' mistakes, right? So I won't discredit you, but I want you to keep in mind, like, you're not really making a lot of high value. You're not taking a lot of high value, high agency positions. Like on attack in particular. Your defense wasn't as bad. Okay, now we're coming high ground with good timing. Fight the Reaper. Nice headshots, by the way. That's really... You have better aim than me, honestly. Roll forward here. I don't mind that much. No, dude, just commit. Just commit to it, bro, because your rotation back's going to be late. Yeah, now you're just late. Yeah. Like, what you needed to do here is right here when you rolled forward, bro, just commit. I don't even care. You're already here, bro. Just commit. Even... You can come fight this Reaper if you want, or you can fight these guys. And just keep them occupied. Even if you don't kill them, you can just keep them occupied at least, bro. Just shoot them from here, man. But here it's like, yeah, it's just too late. You're too late to the position, and everyone's out of your effective range, and there's not a lot you can really do. Did you have Deadeye? No, you didn't have Deadeye. That sucks. Right, like if your idea was to come top at the very beginning, then you should have never made this roll. So like, it's up to, I don't know what you were thinking, but it's just going to depend on what you were thinking. If you were thinking, I want to come top and shoot them from top, then you should have never rolled. And you might have you probably would have had enough uptime on this angle for it to be fine. But because you come over here and then you make that weird roll, then you're late. You're like down for like 3 seconds and then you just can't contribute. Like you probably could have farmed, if you never did that roll, you probably could have farmed Deadeye and Deadeye'd early and saved your run. So that was the problem there. Yeah, I like this. Okay, you have Deadeye. Yeah, Deadeye's ready. Okay, I'm not a big fan of opening with Deadeye, but honestly, you have enough cover here where it's fine. So this is way better than the other one because you have a lot of cover here, right? I like here, even if they had sleep, bro, she has to curve a bullet to sleep you, bro. Like, you're fine. But here, dude, you're in the open. Like, so here, you didn't really need to track sleep. This Deadeye's fine. Right? And it's going to open up space. I don't like you walking this far forward during it, but the principle of the Deadeye is fine. Nice. I like you staying up top, too. I like that you didn't drop. And I like that you didn't roll here for a reload as well. Because now you have roll for that. Perfect. Whoa. Oh, yeah. This is where you lag. Or whatever. Happens. You had a good position. You had all the right ideas. All the right ideas. And yes, you probably would have capped this point. I'm going to be honest. Wait, what ends up happening? Oh my gosh. Yes, you definitely would have capped if you were alive. For sure. But we can't control that. Whatever. I mean, we can control that by getting better internet. But whatever. It's like not the end of the world. I think a lot of your issues were... Let me think. You just don't know how to play Eichenwalde first, right? So Eichenwalde first attack, you have to go coast. You just have to go coast. It's so much better, right? And because the thing is Cassidy, a lot of like taking space means clearing every angle and minimizing damage taken, right? And whenever you come in middle, you don't clear any of this right side at all. It's all uncleared, and you have to take damage whenever you walk through main, right? But if you come right side, not only do you avoid taking damage, you also clear all this space to make sure no one's here for your team, and then you're good to go, right? So you kind of need to have that principle as you play a lot of these maps, especially on first points on different maps. Like Blizzard World is another good example of that principle in application. I'd have to show you a VOD, but that's just one thing to think about. And then on defense, I think so I'm glad you VOD review yourself. It's going to help you improve a lot. But just as I mentioned at the very beginning, try to think of the fundamentals of your decision making before you think about the end result, right? I don't want you thinking about, did I roll too early or too late for this Genji blade? I want you to think about, should I even be here in the first place? Start there and then work your way down. So you'd ask yourself something like, should I even be here in the first place? Yes, I should be here, and here's why. And then you should think about, do I have all my cooldowns? If I don't have all my cooldowns, why? Should I have used those cooldowns the way I did? Okay. Yes or no? Okay, fine. Then should I have lived this blade? How should I have lived this blade? Could I have prepared differently for the blade? So on and so forth. You need to start with the fundamentals, because a lot of the issues, like you dying to his blade in this room, is not because of blade. It's because you shouldn't have been here. You should have been here. That was your issue. You didn't adapt your playstyle according to what the enemy team was playing, which was dive. You stood on a position that's bad for you against dive, and then you died. I mean, that's just how it works. So yeah, that's my advice for you. I don't remember everything else, but that was like your big issue in my opinion. And once again, thank you for the code. Like I really enjoyed reviewing that. I thought it was quite educational. If you have any more questions about that, just let me know in the Discord, and I'd love to answer them. Okay, cool. We're moving on to our last code for today, which is going to be on Rialto. So this is from Gold Rouge, where he said, I feel like my aim was great, but I kept positioning myself where oftentimes I didn't realize that I was too much apart from the team, okay? Taking too far of deep flanks. Or too many deep flanks, either one. Okay. So we are... Wait, what? Who are we? Oh, we're Gold Rogue. Okay, our name is actually Gold Rogue. Okay, not Gold Rouge. Okay, so a couple things on Rialto. Rialto is also a map I've reviewed a lot. Okay, this map, Eichenwalde, Route 66, I've reviewed a bunch of times. So on this map, every single time your rollout. So number one, watch all my Rialto videos. Okay, I'm getting kind of tired of having to explain this every time, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. At the end of the day, what I'll do, and this is a glimpse into the future. In the future, whenever I have map guides, it will be a requirement that you watch the map guide for the code you're submitting before I review a code for you. Okay, because I need you to roll out here. I need people to stop rolling out main on Rialto. It's really bad. Okay, just come here on the left side, because what you do when you come left is you clear anybody doing any rat stuff. So like Pharah's, Tracers, Sombras will sometimes stage here. You can kill them before they do anything. You clear the angle, and then now you have an off angle on main, and you took no damage to do so. So that's why this is always better. And it's also in your effective range, while this is not in your effective range at all, and it's going to feel awkward until you have more space. So, yeah, I don't recommend playing in main at all. Nice crosshair placement, by the way. I'm a big fan. So, here, I like to cross to the left side, but you needed to wait till roll came back off cooldown. So, your mistake here is that, one, you don't stage correctly, so now you're forced in main. So, that's like the preliminary issue. Whoops, my fault. Nice headshot. This roll isn't that bad, but you need to prioritize not taking damage after you roll. So you need to tuck really tight to this and not reswing, right? Like that reswing is really bad. This reswing is really bad. All that's really bad. Okay, so tighten that up. And then once you have roll off cooldown again, not right now. I don't know why you're crossing right now. Once your roll is off cooldown again, then cross the distance. Okay, like you just did it too early. You did like 2 seconds too early. Because you could have died there. Nice headshot. And then you should never don't come high ground, because you're going to get outranged here most of the time. I think in this situation, it's probably fine because they're all playing close to the choke. But generally what will end up happening when you play this high ground is like this fight to you versus an Ashe or a Sojourn is not good. You're also diveable here, but no one on the enemy team is playing dive, so it's not a big deal. But I don't get in the habit of coming in high ground. It's very situational. Your default, if you have to have one, should be this bottom left door or this wide flank. So yeah, don't default going high as Cassidy. You can do it on soldier, Ash, people with longer range, but just not on the cast. So here, what you should be doing is we should be getting aggressive. I'm coming wide. I'm walking out. I'm coming wide here like this, and I'm looking at position like this. Because here you would have been able to catch the Mercy, and then you also can threat this rotation like this, and maybe you can contest the Ash. And even if you die, you force a rotation from the enemy team to respect you, right? Because right now you just can't really accomplish much. Also, fighting the Sigma is probably your best play, given that you're staying on this side of main, or this side of top. But like, notice, yeah, oh my gosh, good aim, by the way. Jeez. I feel like all of y'all have better aim than me, man. Yeah, but notice there's just like not a lot we could do, right? We missed our window. Like your window was to come out the left side and come this way and drop, or it was to not come high to begin with and come through this left door. You can kind of clearly see why top can be bad, right? Although they were all right here and they were probably going to end up rotating out, in the off chance they don't rotate out, as you've seen here, you can't really catch them, right? You have to like stand on this ledge and look down, which is terrible for you. So yeah, that's kind of what that amounts to. I don't recommend coming high ground if you don't have to. Okay, so we're still on the high ground. This Juno pushes us for whatever reason. We almost die. Okay, that's a miracle headshot. I'm gonna be real. You shouldn't be killing her. But really, the problem here is that you just shouldn't be on high ground at all. You just shouldn't be there. You should be on the floor here, getting ready to do this flank. So this is the foundational issue. This is why I need a map guide, man. Crap. Whatever. Nice headshot. Nice headshot. I'm not super against this because you don't push forward. I like this. You push forward a little bit, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be against this if you were like right here and you're taking the fight. Because then if you do get headshot, you can just roll back and it's not that bad. You're like out of range. But I don't really like you holding W key. If you are going to hold W key, you need to like commit to the angle. Like I need you to like super commit to it. Like I'm honestly like at that point I got lucky that I didn't die, and then maybe I would rotate out, but I would have really tried to commit for the kill there. And there's basically no reason you should have eaten that dynamite. But honestly, we shouldn't even be doing this, because the play that's going to have higher conversion is going to be this play. I promise you. This play is super high conversion, or you flank around the coastway like this, you come all the way up the stairs in this play. It's way better. It's basically what you're doing on steroids, okay? So that's my critique on this. Not a big fan of the right side. Nice flash, nice aim. And once again, we're just coming top, and it's just not going to be really good for us. Yeah. Not going to be good for us. I mean, this fight is probably good for us against the Ashe. Maybe we should win this. Do we have... Why don't we win this? You just poke on the rotation up. And then here... This is bad crosshair placement here. So here... Who are you going to be shooting at the floor right now? No one. Right. You should be aiming head level anywhere you are, even in this situation. So you could have maybe won that fight, but even then you shouldn't be on high ground. For the reasons for the reasons I mentioned earlier. Okay, this flank is too early. So your tank is nowhere to be seen. You kill that Juno not because you're good, but because the Juno sucks, okay? The Juno should not be peeking you here. This doesn't make any sense. She's alone. Your tank isn't even pushed up yet. If you were going to be doing this play, you would have waited till your tank is like right about here. And then the whole idea is that you would be catching the enemy team as they're rotating out. But you go too early and you only kill the Juno because she's bad. So don't... Yeah, so this isn't a good play. Yeah, like this... These people are dying because you're just better. Like, your mechanics are just better, honestly. And then you get nano in pocket. Yeah. Like, this isn't even good dead eye either. I mean, I guess they're low, so, I mean, it's okay, but you're nanoed, you might as well just shoot them. Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot I can tell you here, right? Like, this play's not good for the reasons I mentioned, right? You're walking into a fight that's out of your range. You don't have good timing with your tank. You're getting hard pocketed, so it changes things a little bit, right? But you shouldn't have killed that Juno. You shouldn't have killed the Sim, right? But, you know, whatever. That's just how this is a like 20% conversion play, and sometimes 20% conversion plays convert. That's just kind of what it comes out to. What my job is as a coach is I want you to consistently make 50% conversion plays or higher. Like, I want you to make the optimal play given the situation. I don't think any of these plays were optimal, but they converted, whatever. I just wouldn't recommend doing this. Okay, here, so the kind of meta game about this point on first on Rialto is to come to the left side like this, and you as Cassidy are going to, don't get baited by coming left. Don't get baited by this opportunity. Don't come here. You want to come to the top here and shoot them from here. This angle is so strong. It's so strong, especially when the enemy team, if we look at comps, especially when the enemy team has basically no verticality, this spot is going to be so strong for you because you can just shoot them on the bridge as they're trying to contest point. So right now, in your mind, you should be setting up for that rotation, not playing in main. Okay. So, I mean, maybe we could have killed that Mercy, but whatever. But this whole time, by now, we would have made this rotation, and look at this. Not a lot that can happen, not a lot that can happen, but then you'd come to this window, and you'd come like this, shoot the Mercy, shoot the Mercy, shoot the Mercy. You could have contested this Cassidy, right? You have the option of, at some point in the fight, dropping here and shooting him in the back as well, right? You have more options. And typically, if we can make a good play that has options, we want to do that every time. Okay, well. So that's the metagame of that point there. How do we die here? I don't mind you being here. I think this rotation is fine. You just roll into the pillar. This is just dumb. It happens. I do that too. But playing on that high ground is good. Okay, did I? Okay, so one thing to note about this point in particular is that if the enemy team has longer range than you, or you have a tank that can't really take space, e.g. in this situation like a Ram. I mean, it's possible with the Ram, but it's harder. If you don't have like a dive tank like a Monkey or a Winston, it can be really hard to push push across this bridge. So if you get stuck here by like a pocketed hit scan, like a Sojourn, Ash, Widow, whatever, this is one of the few points where you should be swapping, because there's not really a lot you can do with Cassidy. As you cross the bridge, every fight's like 30 meters away from you. You can start winning fights around here, but by this point you've taken a gajillion damage. So this is one of the few points in the game where you should really consider swapping. I would recommend playing Sojourn or Widow or Torb or anything that can do a lot of damage at long range. You could play Ash, but she's slower on rotation. But I'd even prefer Soldier over Ash. Okay, here you should be setting up high, not coming for this under bit here. Because the thing is, ultimately what we want to do is we want to come high ground like this, and then we want to deny this high ground from them once we get to this point. Right? Because it's going to be really hard for your team to clear the Ash, and she can go for a flank play like this, and ultimately this will get your team killed. Like, she just hit a 4-man dynamite because we didn't come up top. And that's your fault, because you could have reasonably denied the angle from her. So, yeah. So, like, yeah, you dying here is more of an issue of you not going top than it is you making a mistake in main. So you get rest and you roll forward, which is a little bit crazy. Okay, you have good aim, so it kind of bails you out. And I think rolling forward there is actually not a bad play, but because you basically flip the point and now you're flanking, technically. So I don't think it's that bad. Good aim. I like you taking the angle. Nice roll out. Yep, and you're respecting the cast. I like that. You take the fight as you hit headshots. Good. So look. Okay, look. So here's a good way to play this, guys. I think this is a great example of a duel on Cassidy. So what you do is you headshot the Juno. Okay, cool. Roll out because you're low. Now you're getting healing. You hit a body shot on Cass, and you got healed with the Mercy. Unswing, whatever. Reswing. Greed a little bit. Hit a headshot. Now you know this can be winning for you. Okay, so you reswing again. He happens to get healing, whatever. He didn't walk forward, so you hit him with flash, whatever. I don't really mind the flash, actually. I don't think it's that bad. You hit a headshot, but he just happens to get healing. And then you should have rolled and then stayed on the right. And then wait for your roll to come back off cooldown and then roll again. Or force him, or at least force him to commit to the rotation to kill you, either one. But I think this 1v1 wasn't even that bad. I think it was largely fine. It would have been better if your Mercy pocketed you, but whatever. Not a big deal. We can't control Mercy. This Deadeye is bad because your team is dead. Okay. Your team, it's already lost, so this Deadeye just doesn't make any sense. It's good that you live, though. Okay. So now we're on left side again. Just more so denying the rotation. Kind of at this point, I think you should really identify that there's just not a lot you can do here, okay? Like, no one is fighting you. There's not really a rotation available to you. I'm not, like, super against you playing this angle. You getting one shot is kind of just unfortunate. I'm going to be honest. It's like a jumping flash headshot, which happens, but... after the two times you've been kind of contested on the angle, I would heavily consider playing main. Typically, if an angle I take, because it's not like on this one. Sorry, I had a burp, or not burp. I had a hiccup. It's not like this angle is always objectively better for Cassidy. You also have this angle. Like, playing in main is not that bad. Like, the neutral fight here for Cassidy is not that bad. And you also have this staircase angle, which is also really good for Cassidy. So I would have liked for you to try something else after getting stuffed the first 2 times. Yeah, and then walking forward here after the res is just bad because you're desynced with your tank, right? Your tank is still in, like, this is more of a play you'd be making if your tank was, like, right here type of situation. So you're just a little bit too aggressive. Do you force 3 people to look at you? Yes, so you get some level of value. It's not like you get no value, but it's just kind of in the wrong place. Like, we really need to see you either in main or kind of go for this right staircase flank. Honestly, even come top here would have been better. You needed to try a different play. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit tired, but we are kind of at the end here of the stream. I'm not going to do the tier list today, guys, unfortunately. We'll look at to do it another day. Okay, but now we're playing in main. So how I recommend you play first point defense, says Cassidy, is I recommend you don't even peek. Don't even peek here because a lot can go wrong. Every single fight here is out of your effective range or awkward, okay? Like, even if it's right here like this against you as Cass, it's really awkward for you, especially if they're playing something like Orisa. You can get speared into the wall and die. Like, there's a bunch of random stuff that can happen, okay? You'd be surprised. Also, because they're playing a Widow, you can just get domed here, and if you die here, this is unacceptable, okay? So you really, the whole idea is that you play here off rip, and then you look to deny the high ground more than anything. So you just want to deny this from the enemy team, and then if you can, look for the flank mid-fight. But it's more about denying the high ground than it is using the high ground aggressively. So I want to change your mindset on how to play this. So yeah, so this death is entirely avoidable. Do we get a kill? Yeah, okay. But is this going to be consistent for us? No, because the better we get... Look, you don't kill this Juno because you're good. You kill this Juno because this Juno is a moron. What is this Juno doing? She can see you. Look. She sees you the whole time, bro. Look. She sees you here. Why is she still in the air? Why is she still in the air? What is she doing? Look, this isn't because you're good. I mean, you have good aim, which helps. But it's because the Juno sucks. And as you climb ranks, stuff like this is going to happen less and less, and you'll get punished for taking this aggressive angle. Right? It's also fortunate that you have a Mercy. If you didn't have a Mercy, this play would have been even worse. Okay, but you get bailed out, and it's almost like your mistake never mattered. And then you hit a nice headshot because you're just better. Okay. And you just hit a nice headshot because you're better part 2. And then you hit a nice headshot again because you're just better part 3. Right? And then you hit a nice headshot again because you're just better part 4. Right? I mean, these aren't... Look, you're killing everybody, but it's not because you're good. I'm sorry. You are good, but it's because these guys are bad. Okay? These guys are just bad at the game. Okay, well. So there's not like a lot for me to coach you here, unfortunately. Like, I really don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. I mean, at this point, I guess, like, playing the angle is good because you know you're going to get pocket. These guys keep peeking you, so if you, okay, look. If we look at this at the principles of which I understand Overwatch, it's you should adapt to the situation, okay? And I guess currently you're adapting to the situation. You're mechanically better than all of these players. They keep picking you for no reason. You have a Mercy pocket, so I guess you can get more aggressive, right? Limit test, I guess. Like, but why are we ego peeking this Widow? What are we doing? From that range, you're not going to kill her, even with pocket. There, you'll kill her, but not from where you were. This is an ego VOD, bro. He's actually ego VODing me right now. Yeah, like, peeking this... Okay, look. Peeking this Ashe is good. Why? Because we're doing it mid-fight when the enemy team has already hit a rotation. The Ashe is not looking at us. So this is a good flank. And then now we give up space. Perfect. Like, this is a good rotation out. Like, this was fine. You played this part fine. It's like the rest of the part where you're just, like, straight up super aggressive is, like, where I disagree. Okay, I don't really know what the point of this... If you just deadlift here, I don't really know what the point of the VOD was. I feel like my... Yeah, okay, so I guess your concern is more about your attack than your defense because you just deadlift too. Yeah, I mean, I just have the same thing. Like, I know it's working for you, but I'm telling you, these guys just capitulate. You just kind of do too much. Look, what I will commend you on is you don't drop. If you drop, most of the time dropping here is bad. So you playing on the high ground and leveraging the high ground is great. And it's good that you continue to push your advantage when you know they're not contesting you. So there's a few points where I wouldn't have egoed the Widow, but like this is, yeah, I don't know, man. I think you're probably underrated for what you're doing right here. Like that's insane. You shouldn't be. It looks like you're smurfing. I'm gonna be honest. Like this is insane. So, but your attack need to work. This defense I'm impartial to. You perform well mechanically, but you make quite a... You just get greedy. Like, I think a lot of this is just greedy. Yeah. So, thank you for the VOD. I hope that was helpful. I hope my points of advice on attack were helpful for you. And if you have any questions, just let me know. I don't mind answering them. But, yeah, with that being said, guys, thank you for tuning in. Today was a good stream. We took a look at 5 different codes. It was like Eichenwalde... Wait, let me make sure there's no other ones. Eichenwalde twice, Rialto, Route 66, Lijiang. We did all those. And yeah, that's it. That's it for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you want to get a free Cassidy coaching, join my Discord and submit a coaching request. You can do that in the VODs, not VODs. You can do that in the coaching request forum, and I'll take a look as soon as I can. But with that being said, guys, thank you for tuning in, and I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye-bye.